Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio's Lord of Misrule, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So here's the thing. I can tell you the new ABBA songs are going to be rubbish. They're going to be rubbish, as someone tweeted rather comically. Let's hope they don't get Jeff Lynne to produce the two new songs. That's a reference to the Beatles' 90s comeback singles, Free as a Bird and Real Love. Remember a great line from Stuart Lee when Free as a Bird came out. He said, there we go, it's the Beatles back where they... Because there was a lot of excitement about the song, and then there was a general kind of disappointment when it came out, as there always was going to be. Stuart Lee said, well, there you go, the Beatles back where they belong, at number 4 in the charts, because that's where it peaked. I thought that was a nice line. But the new ABBA songs, they're going to be rubbish, guys. They're going to be rubbish. And I'm going to say this, ABBA aren't very good. They make the same... What they've done... Okay, name a good ABBA album.
Arrival.
Okay, name all of the tracks on it.
No.
No, exactly.
I'm not playing your game.
No, exactly.
I'm not playing your
you can't.
ABBA private parts measuring competition.
Okay, well, I'll play it then. And if anyone else wants to play it, 0344 499 1000. This is an AFZ, ABBA Free Zone. Because then, listen, Mamma Mia is a good song.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's poo.
Mamma Mia is a good song. SOS is a good song, but it's the same as Mamma Mia. Waterloo is a good song, but it's the same as SOS. Those are the three, and they're just the same.
They're the ones
songs.
that get played over and over again.
They're the same songs, just repeated. And that was that awful dirge the day before you came. Flippin' heck.
They were trying something new. What about When I Kissed a Teacher?
Work. I don't.
Inappropriate, but
Catherine, we'll talk about your personal sex life a little bit later on in the show. But I'm doing a little ABBA thing here, so thanks very much. So yeah, well, okay, there was a joke there because of course I'm guessing that was an ABBA song. Well, ABBA obviously sexual deviance. It's a lot of their songs are about paedophilia.
Are they?
When I Kissed a Teacher. So that's a schoolgirl kissing a teacher. Well, that's inappropriate. Probably not illegal in Sweden, but in this country it's illegal. Does your mother know you're out?
Oh, right, yeah, well, he's trying not to be a pedo in that.
Here's the thing. You're either a pedo or you're not. No one tries not to be a pedo.
Oh!
No one tries.
History is full of people trying not to be pedos. Loads.
No, but the
like
fact that
young girl, get out of my... I mean,
I know, we've done this.
Trying.
We've done this before, paedophile rock music. But no, you if you're trying, you're a pedo. If I've never had to say to a 14-year-old girl, really sorry, could you get out of my mind? Because your love for me is way out of line. I've never
run, girl.
Better run, because I can run faster. There's none of that. There's none of that. And ABBA, for me, are the lowest of the low. They've got a handful of... They're a good singles band, except every single sounds exactly the same as the last single. You pick a band like they're the Beatles of the 70s. No, they're not. You pick a band like the Beatles, every song is a progression. It's like climbing up a ladder. Then you get to the Ballad of John and Yoko and it slips back a bit. But then they pick up where they left off and they carry on again. ABBA, it's like, we are going to do a song now, and you will not have heard this before because it is a new song, but you will know it. You'll be able to sing it immediately.
The ones you know are all like the cheesy party
I
hits.
know. No. Whoa, hang on a second. Do you know who you're talking to? I know all of them. Name an ABBA song and I'll sing a bit.
Okay. Slipping through my fingers.
Slipping through my fingers.
No.
That's not even an ABBA song.
Yes, it is.
Sing it.
The Eagle. Do you know the Eagle?
Yeah, I do actually.
Go on then.
I do know the Eagle.
Go on.
I can't remember it.
No.
I am an eagle, I live in high places.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awful band. ABBA, sorry, we'll never tour again. Thank God. Thank God. Or one of your Danish gods, Jan. Yes, thank Jan Hammer.
The Swedes.
By the way, please don't call it. Don't result to insults.
Result.
You called them vegetables. By the way, no spoilers on this show. Right? Have you seen the new Avengers movie? Flipping it. I had a free afternoon Saturday. I thought I can either go and take loads and loads of illegal substances, or I can go and spend £15 on a cinema ticket. I was going to say. So when I saw the new Avengers movie, it's no spoilers here, guys. I will tell you it's bleak. Describing a mood of a film is not a spoiler. It's like the threads of superheroes movies. It really is the most intense. Here's the thing, right? We've all seen Avengers movies. So what don't you do when an Avengers movie finishes? What don't you do, Catherine?
I haven't seen an Avengers
Sam,
movie.
come on the microphone. What don't you do when a Marvel movie finishes?
Leave until the end of the credits.
Thank you very much indeed. You do not leave. In some of the Marvel movies, they'll have 3 bits in the credits, right? I'm thinking, people are getting up, I'm thinking, you've paid £15. You've got to stay till the end for the denouement. It's really frustrating. Sam, we'll talk about it during the break, because I've not had anyone I can speak to about it, but at the end of the film, there was an audible gasp, and people in the cinema went, what the But they said
Did they?
What the
Potty mouth.
They did. It was a great movie. And I would say, just, words are my power, and I like to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just fact-checking. No, I'm going to say it. This is... What are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? How did you sneak in here? What is this? Wait, what is this? Wait, what is this? Busted. I'm going to say it. I thought, why is my ABBA rant so stoppy-starty? Oh. I'm going to say this about Avengers Infinity War. It is the greatest movie of all time. Hollywood, close, shut down. You are never going to top Infinity War, okay? Stop. Close it. At the very least, Hollywood, close up for 12 months and have a good hard look at yourself. Because you ain't gonna top the 2.25 hours that I saw in a cinema in the Angel in London this weekend. That's it. We're done. We're done. You're never going to top it. You're never going to beat it. It's game over. It's finished. Everything that needs to be said in cinema has now been said by Stan Lee. Love Stan Lee. I know there's a few accusations and stuff, but, always look out for the Stan Lee cameo. 0344... I feel bad now that I've sent Catherine out of the studio. I feel bad. Sam, on a scale of 1 to 10, how angry is cut that in? Solid. She's a solid 8. Wow. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'll speak to Catherine.
Hi, Ian.
Hello, Alan.
You all right, boss?
I'm great, actually, mate.
Did you like the Avengers?
Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, I loved it. I was saying, Hollywood should shut up shop now. It is finished.
Yeah, because I want to see the Avengers. I think it's going to be money well spent.
Oh, mate, it is the greatest it's the greatest film on... what's this? Hi, there is no sound on the broadcast stream you've put up for the show. What broadcast stream?
Is that on YouTube? Or is that on the AB?
Hang on a minute. Right, YouTube is got noise. What is that? What is Michael Byrne talking about? What's an absolute numpty?
Is he going to get timed out?
No, he's not going to get timed. It's a great film, Alan. Cinema needs to shut. Pull the shutters down now. It's over.
Retire, Hollywood.
Retire. Hello, Alan. What have you got for us this evening?
I want to talk about the new Home Secretary. Because Amber Wood resigned yesterday. We don't know much about the new guy.
To quote Limmy, do you know what will change?
A whole system of government?
No, absolutely nothing. Nothing will change.
So, Amber Wood resigned because of the whole Windrush thing.
Well, she didn't resign because of the Windrush thing. She didn't resign because the government was sending British nationals abroad and putting them in detention centres and denying them NHS care and getting them kicked. She didn't resign because of that, because of the inherent racism in her job. She resigned because she got caught lying.
What? Lying down on the job, literally?
No, Alan, what is this? Have you turned into Rory Bremner or something? You're about as funny as Bremner.
No, I was thinking more John Colesall.
Right, okay. Well, I'm thinking more cutting you off. What was that about? Alan's doing political satire? She didn't resign because she got found out as a silly old racist. She didn't resign because British people were getting sent abroad and detained and all of that. She resigned because she got caught. She got caught lying. That's it, man. ABBA. Oh, by the way, I've got to say hello to Darcy. So so this happened the other day, right? So I'm going for long walks to try and lose a bit of weight, and I've been walking up near Burnham Beeches, which is near where I used to live. And Friday, I think it was, I went for a walk, and as I was coming back to my car, this guy kind of stopped me, and he stopped me in the street, and he said, Iain? And he said it in a way that made me think maybe I knew him, and because it's where I grew up, I thought, oh, you know, I've got facial dyslexia, I don't recognise people. So I said to him outright, I said, do I know you? That's my new opening gambit now. Instead of just all this pussyfooting around and it's great to meet you or whatever, I just say, do I know you? And he said, yeah. Well, no. Well, kind of. I'm Gary. I was thinking, right, do I know a Gary? Anyway, it turns out I didn't know him. But he was married to someone who was in the same school as me, but 4 years below me. Anyway, he was saying that his 15-year-old daughter, Darcy, is a mad fan of this show. And that she listens every night before she goes to bed, in bed, and she falls asleep listening to this, which is brilliant. We're Darcy's falling asleep to show. And so we were chatting for a bit, and we had a nice chat. And I thought I should probably get a move on. And I said, do you want a photo for Darcy? Thinking he'd whip out his phone and take a picture there and then. He said, yeah. Would you mind, that's my house there. Would you mind coming into the house with me? And I joked, oh, this is where I get murdered, is it? But inside I was thinking, oh, God, I hope this isn't where I get murdered. And we went in, very nice house. And this is what he made me do. This is what Gary, I think it was Gary, it wasn't Gavin, it was Gary. This is what Gary made me do. He made me hold a picture of his daughter and point to it while he took a photograph. So then 2 days later, I'm around the same area again, but I'm avoiding that house. Of course I am. I'm not stupid. And I was in Tesco, buying some bananas, if you must know. And then I recognised this girl in Tesco, because I'd been holding her picture a couple of days ago, pointing to it. I thought, that's Darcy! And Darcy came over, she went, are you Iain? I went, yeah, you're Darcy, aren't you? She went, yeah. I said, man, your dad is Watko. That guy is not normal. Anyway, I regretted that instantly because she said that her dad is normally really, really shy, is terrible at approaching people and normally wouldn't instigate a conversation with anyone. But because she was such a mad fan that he'd found the courage, the cojones to come and approach me, and not only approach me, invite me into his house. So that is, Gary, that is excellent. If your name is Gary, it might be Gavin. I can't remember. I know it begins with a G. I think it's Gary. That is excellent dadding, to suck up your fears so that you can go and sort of kidnap, and it was a kidnapping. I was there against my will. That you can suck up your fears so you can kidnap the idiot on the radio that your daughter listens to. That is good dadding. That is good dadding. Anyway, me and Darcy took a picture together in Tesco, and it's a moment that we shall treasure forever. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. ABBA fans have been dealt a huge blow after learning the supergroup will not be performing live again. Well, we all knew that. They've said that so many times. They were in dreamland when the foursome announced they were making their first new music in 35 years. By the way, I'm not convinced that the Bare Naked Ladies reunion is going to happen. I'm just... Something that was said to me after the show on Friday night, and I just think, man. The pop legends have penned 2 new tracks, and I tell you what, they will be disappointing. And it's claimed they could earn as much as £1 billion from a global tour. That's a made-up figure. But their business partner, Gurul Hansa, said, they will not be performing as a group again. Instead, the new tracks will be... Flipping it! Right. Instead, the new tracks will be performed by holograms of the band members in an avatar virtual reality tour, right? The worst thing when you go and see an old band, right, is when they say, here's one from our new album. Gee, when bands reunite or old acts go out on tour, here's one from our new album. That's the loo break time. So imagine going to see a hologram band. And the hologram band says, here are 2 new songs we have done for you. We hope you like them very much. Well, it's nice of the holograms to build in a toilet break into their set. Everyone goes. Man, it's embarrassing. You go and see McCartney live, as I have done a couple of times, 3 times maybe. And, there's one from a new album. Oh, it's an embarrassment. You can get the seats flap up, the footsteps. McCartney's even joked about it. He's referenced it, saying, when he's playing all the Beatles hits, the whole thing's lit up, and then when he does a new one, it's silence. So the holograms are going to be doing new songs. ABBA, who split in 1983, will be launching one of their new tracks, I Still Have Faith in You. It's going to be a ballad. It's going to be a ballad. Nice, slow, syrupy ballad. In a TV special in December, Gurul revealed the track was a ballad and was written for the reunion by ABBA's Bjorn and Benny, with Agneta and Anna Fried singing the track. Yes, we know that's how ABBA works. I would have liked it if it had been the other way around. That would have been more fun. Friend Gurul said the band left the studio happy after recording their first music since 1982. She added, Bjorn and Benny talked about it. Maybe it would be good to have a couple of new songs included in the show. And then they wrote some new songs for the show. They will also be releasing another song. Don't Shut Me Down. that is likely to follow as a single release when it premieres on the Avatar tour. Don't Shut Me Down sounds like a fast-paced rocker. Guru added, the first song is more of a ballad. The second song is more of an up-tempo song. They've always done it their own way. That's German. They did it today the way they always did. The way Benny writes music. In a statement, the ABBA members said, we all four felt that after some 35 years, it could be fun to join forces again and go into the recording studio. So we did. And it was like time had stood still. Hang on a minute. Let's get, what's the forum? Is that when people text in? It says go to the forum on page 18. Here we go. So let's read some of the texts, and then we'll get to Darren and Alistair and maybe you. 0344 499 1000. Let's read some of the texts to the Star about the ABBA reunion. Good news, ABBA making a very welcome to the music scene 35 years on for breaking up. Fantastic group, but a shame they're too late for the European Song Contest. Best by far and good luck to them. That's Des from Shropshire. ABBA, this is from Wise Jed. ABBA were a great group in the 70s, but to reunite 36 years later means they must be skint or have dementia. Ed Chat says, so ABBA are reforming and producing new songs. The first is Grandma Mia, then Where's Daloo, and the classic Pension. Oh, man alive. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Darren.
Oh, hello. I watched that Avengers film. I watched it once. I thought it was absolutely rubbish.
Right. No spoilers, but you're wrong.
It is.
Well, no, it's not. It's brilliant. It's a work of art. It's probably too deep. No. It's probably too deep for you to understand.
No, I watched all the Avengers films. I thought this one was absolutely shocking.
No, no, Darren. It's not. You're actually wrong.
Am I wrong? I'm always right. I thought this film. I'd rather watch the Justice League than Avengers.
You'd rather watch the Justice League than the Avengers? What's your favourite Avengers movie then?
Iron Man.
Which one?
Iron Man 2.
No, it's not. Iron Man 2's the worst Iron Man film.
No.
Darren, you don't know anything. You've just failed the calibration test. Iron Man 2 is the worst out of the Iron Man trilogy.
No, that's the best one out of them all.
It is, mate, it isn't.
It is.
What is your... All right, let's recalibrate. What is your favourite... It's got to be... Right, OK, mate, thanks for that. Let's try it next time without the swearing. If you watch on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Iain Lee, you'll get all the swearing. So apologies for that. Or on Periscope. But his favourite film of all time is effing Dirty Dancing. What an idiot. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Alistair. Good evening, Alistair.
Evening.
Evening.
How's it going?
It's going all right.
Good, man. I went to see a tribute band on Friday, talking about old bands.
Oh, yeah.
The Doors on Fire.
Oh, God.
Love the Doors.
No.
Love ABBA as well, actually.
No, God, you have the worst taste in music of anyone I've ever spoken to in my life. The Doors
Iain,
and
please.
ABBA. The Doors are terrible. Mr. Mojo Rising.
Love me madly.
Oh, we'll discuss that at a later date, Alistair. I don't think I can with your awful taste in bands. The Doors are for 15-year-old boys who think too much.
Who do you like then, Iain? Who's your favourite band?
Well, you know who my favourite band is.
Well, apart from the Beatles.
Well, no, they're not my favourite band. The Beatles aren't even in my top 5.
All right. I don't know then. Who are
The Monkees. The Monkees.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
7 records.
Sorry?
I forgot that.
Sorry?
But the
label, yeah.
You've got, yeah, the label.
But the thing about the Doors, right, all this mystique, and they're just a lousy bar blues band.
No, I have to disagree, mate.
Well, but it's not even open to discussion. It's true. The best Doors song is the one that all the Doors fans hate, and that's "Touch Me."
No, the end is the best.
No, it's not. This is the end, beautiful friend. The end. Mother, I want to kill you. Father,
yes, I don't think there was no.
I want to kill you. This is the end, beautiful. Oh, dear God. It's music where you think, God, they're really saying a lot. But then when you actually deconstruct it, they're saying nothing.
Oh, well. Never mind.
Never mind, Alistair, but thanks very much for the call. 0344 499 1000. It's going to be one of those shows. It's going to be one of those shows. Hey, Glynn.
How you doing, mate?
I'm doing very, very well, although I can feel... Now, I haven't got a beard. I can feel a spot forming on my chin.
Yeah, I've got the same problem.
Yeah. What's that? Have you got the radio on in the background?
So, hang on a minute.
You're going to have another problem in a minute when I smack your nose in.
Really? I went to see a tribute comedian the other night.
Get away... This isn't even a joke. Get away from that radio.
I've done it now, mate.
We waste about 3 minutes of every call with you being in the same room as the radio.
Yeah, but it's my money.
No, it's not. We phone you back, you muppet. It's my radio. Jesus, stop answering, really.
What's your problem with ABBA?
They suck.
They were great in the 70s. Leave them in the 70s.
Well, that doesn't even mean anything. They weren't even great in the 70s. It's just that there was nothing else better in the 70s. Get away from that radio!
I'm not near the radio.
I can hear it. What is that in the background?
Seriously, I'm not in.
Glynn, what is that noise in the background?
Hang on a minute.
No, you're not. Turn the radio off. This is what we say to everyone. Turn the radio off.
It's a TV.
Right, turn it off.
Okay.
What a rude man.
I'm not rude. I've apologised to you in the past. I am not rude. I do have manners. Is that okay for you now?
Just be quiet, let me listen.
Total silence.
Be quiet, please, mate. Yeah, that's much better, Glynn. Thank you, mate. What would you like to say this evening?
Did you like that moment to think?
Sorry?
Did you need that moment to think?
Now I can't understand what you're saying.
To get your spirit back.
My spirit is strong, brother.
Should we do silence again?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Do
it then, shush.
No.
Well, you can't say, can we do silence again, and then start talking. Obviously, you can't do silence.
But can I just define it?
Define silence?
Because I felt you in that silence.
Well, don't feel me.
No, I felt you.
I don't give you permission to feel me.
But I thought spirit was everywhere.
You're insane. What have you called in for?
About ABBA.
Right.
They were a great band.
No, they weren't.
They just should be left in the 70s.
What does that mean?
Everybody has their era, don't they? And every music has its age.
You're just speaking in truisms that don't mean anything. Give
and
me some facts.
The genre at the moment, which is hopefully dying because I don't particularly like it, is hip-hop, rap, or whatever you want to call
rap.
it.
It's not 1997, Grandpa.
How did... Ian, you're psychic. How did you know I was a granddad?
The genre is not hip-hop and rap.
What is it now?
There's all kinds of things. I suppose if you wanted to pick one, you'd say grime, but that's probably 6 months out of date now. The beauty about music now is it's all diverse. It's all diverse. I tell you what the music is now. Oh, I tell you what the music is now. I'm going to play you some. You want to hear some?
Go on.
All right, I'm going to play you some. Hang on a minute. I'm just getting it. Hang on a minute. Right.
Go.
I'm going to, mate.
Go for it.
I'm going to. If you shut up for a minute, this is the genre now. You ready? Here we go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. What the? Again? This is the one I was telling you about. I know. It's on like every 15 minutes. What was he thinking? Right? This is the first thing you figure out when you get a guitar. Do people dig this? I guess. I didn't mind it the 26th time I heard it. Each time I tune to that show, there's a basic buster on the radio. Silver Lake is shimmering and summer is a coming in. But in my mind, machine has gone to volume we are polishing. Need to fill the air with the best sound. But when I turn it down, infinity abounds. Each time I tune to that show, there's a basic buster on the radio. Records in a minor key, an exercise in mediocrity. Every time I drive my tempo, there's a basic buster on the stereo. 6 strings in a humdrum way, the line expression of the everyday. The words you can get played again. Your life is all I can forgive. But when you tell us how to live, it's just too heteronormative. If you had an act, you have brushed it away. As you reach platinum, your songs are fade to gray.
You told her.
Each time I tune to that show, there's a basic buster on the radio. The chords on an old guitar, ain't no surprises in the repertoire. Every time I drive my turbo, there's a basic buster on the stereo. 6 strings in a humdrum style, homogeneity in your stockpile.
This is great. This is great music. Oh 0344 499 1000. That's a pop masterpiece. That's great, isn't it, Glynn?
I was just doing some shapes to it, Ian.
That was what?
I was doing some shapes to it.
There you go. You see? That's a great song, isn't it?
I took your lead.
You've taken an E?
Your lead.
You've taken my E?
Lead.
Okay, don't take ecstasy. I really wouldn't recommend it. I mean... 0344 499 1000. Isn't this the greatest bit of music ever? You wait till I tell you who it is, guys. You wait. Oh, 0344 499 1000. It's one of Britain's greatest pop groups. They're back with the news. Forget ABBA. You wait till you find out who these guys were.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Carlos, that's some group, huh?
I didn't know it's me. It's a call ID.
I know it's you because it says on my screen.
Okay. Oh, you're supposed to say soul. You can't say Carlos. Come on, man.
Okay. Hey, I wonder who this caller is. All the way from, well, I don't even know where you're from. It doesn't say. Hello, caller. Who are you and where are you calling from?
I'm from the Himalayas. No, just music videos.
I'm just joshing you, man. Actually, I'm just busting your balls. It's not busting my balls, man.
I got an idea. I got a lovely idea.
Yeah.
You want to share stories on actresses or actors or anything you've met, like the weirdest way to meet them or something?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a story about the weirdest way to meet an actress.
Well, I got one and you share one, so we can just be even.
Okay, all right. Okay, you go first.
Okay. I just want to clarify. Have you seen The Haunting? You know who Lily Taylor is?
Is she the mum in Paddington?
She's the mom in I forgot that movie with the house. Oh my god.
The Amityville.
She was the make. Yeah, I think she's the mom in that one too.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
She's the mom in. Well, if you could just Google her, Lily Taylor,
I could, I suppose.
She'll pop up and be like, "Oh, I know that actor."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I worked at dance company Streb. I think they performed in the London Olympics or something.
All right, mate, calm down.
So I used to work there.
Yeah.
And then we do trapeze and all that stuff. So I was signing up people. It's late night. It's 9 o'clock. I sign up people. My coworker Bobby comes over because he's he knows a lot of people. He's like, I have a special guest coming in here.
No.
I want you to handle her, and I want everything to be shush. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I'm counting on you, Carl. I'm counting on you. So I go in, I type everything in. I see on the list it says Lily Taylor. So I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna go.
No matter when she comes in.
Yeah.
So I dropped the piece of papers, and then literally when I dropped all the papers, she came in and then she started helping me pick up the papers. So I'm picking up the papers, not looking at her face. I didn't even know this was going to be the Lily Taylor person. So I drop all the paper, and I pick it up, and then she's like, here you go. And I looked right in her face, and I was like, oh,
wow, you look right in her face? You look right in Lily Taylor's face? Are you crazy? No one does that. You'll turn into a pillar of salt.
And, and it was just all cool, and, we went to go, and I taught her trapeze and all that, and it was just really cool.
Did you
kiss
her?
From there on, she was my best friend. She came in every Friday. She always was like, hey, Carl, what's up? You're my man. Let's go.
Did you fall in love with her?
I did, dude. She was awesome, man. She even had that little raspy voice, those cigarette voice and smoke
like that. Talk like that. Eat the photo.
Yeah, she's really cool. I just can't believe I met her, dude. I was freaking out, man.
And have you made love to her?
You're funny. No.
Okay, all right.
I've made love to Steve Buscemi. That's what I've listened to.
Whoa, me too! Steve Buscemi's cheating on me?
It looks like it. What actors have you met one?
An actor.
Here, American actor.
An American actor. Yeah, I went and had brunch with Steve Guttenberg last time I was in New York.
Really? Oh my God. But like a weird moment. Have you had a weird moment with an actor? Where it's just
the weird. No, I don't know. I don't think I have. Certainly not in America. I was in the same restaurant as Rutger Hauer once. Well, that's not weird. Well, it's quite weird. We all went, I was Rutger Hauer. No is the answer to that, Carlos. But I'll put it out there to see if anybody else can remember a weird incident I've had with an actor.
That's going to be a show for you right
That's
there.
going to be a show. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate your calls. He's better than a lot of our British callers. Ollie, you've got a lot to live up to.
Hello.
Hello, Ollie.
Sorry, it's me again.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you, man.
Cool. Listen, I think we get on really well. Yeah, we have done so far.
Okay. Have we spoken
Do you think
before?
so?
Have we spoken before?
What? Are you absolutely nuts? Yes. Oh, you're just joshing me, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Catherine will vouch for this. I do not remember. I remember very, very few of the calls.
I'm so hurt.
Well,
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
Just imagine we have got on before.
Okay, I'm imagining that. Yeah.
Cool. We are not getting on now.
Right. Okay.
Partly slagging off of ABBA.
Okay. But did you like the music that I played? Did you like the song I played?
Which one was it? Because I used to be in an ABBA covers band.
The one I just played a song by one of Britain's greatest pop groups, right? Have you been listening to the show, or have you just been fuming around punching wall? I just played a 4-minute pop song. Right. Kath, get on the microphone, because I'm going to tell you who that was. And I only saw this album is out tonight.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the new
song.
Please be quiet. That is the new single from Daphne and Celeste. Oh. Okay, disappointed. It's an album produced by my mate. I say mate, I've not seen him for about 15 years, Max Tundra. Max Tundra's done a Daphne and Celeste album, and apparently it's chock full of pop classics.
Wow, an album?
An album!
Christ, how many tracks? Is it like a Spice Girls album where you only get 10? Or it's like a proper album?
Hang on a minute, the Spice Girls, in the 60s, the Beach Boys released an album in the 60s, I think it was either Friends or 2020, that runs for a whopping 24 minutes. So, you know...
Well, as you know, the Beatles' earlier albums only were, like, quite short.
Yeah. The first Beatles album, if I got this right, the first Beatles album plays for longer than it took to actually record. I think I've got those stats right.
That sounds like it could be bollocks.
I don't think so.
It plays for longer than... Well, how can it play longer than it took to record?
Maybe they put big gaps between the songs.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Maybe.
In those respects, sorry, I'll take that back completely.
There's a great line in the Have you seen the Ruttles, which is the Mickey take story of the
Eric
Beatles?
Idle.
It's great.
And, Neil Innes.
There's a great line in it. It says the Ruttles' first album took 8 hours to make. The second album took even longer. That's a great line.
They were.
Anyway, so you used to be in an ABBA tribute band. So what? You've got no taste. Well, that's not my problem. Deal with it.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe you're saying that.
I'm beginning to see why life has dealt you such an unfair hand. It's karma. It's karma.
Do you think so?
It's karma for having a terrible taste in music.
That's really harsh.
It's harsh, but Ollie, fair.
No, not fair. You've got to be joking. Listen, I come from this
I'm so surprised the amount of horrible things I've been throwing at people tonight. No one's hung up on me. You could well within your rights, Ollie, to tell me to F off and hang up. You know that.
Yeah, but some of my best friends and me talk like this, so it's not a problem.
We're not friends.
I'm not saying we're friends.
You're hinting that you think we might become one day, and that isn't going to happen.
Excuse me, Alexa off. Anyway, go on, you were saying.
Alexa, play Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
But I can't have the radio on.
No, I know, but I just want to annoy everyone at home. Hang on a second. Anyway, just let me just annoy everyone. Hang on. Get rid of that weird cackle.
Sorry.
Please be quiet, man.
Sorry.
Alexa, play Talk Radio. There we go. How do you do the Google? Alexa's Amazon. How do you do the Google one? What do you say for the Google one?
Google
Play? Hello? What do you... Catherine is mouthing, hello? Hey Siri. No. Hey Google. Play pornography. Hey Google. Get me some hardcore porn.
Why? Does it have a screen?
No, but, okay. Hey Google. I want to hear the sound of a couple making love. Oh my God. Alexa, play sex noises. There we go. I'm trolling Alexa. That's what I do, man. That's how I get my kicks. So you're in an ABBA tribute band. Which one were you? Benny or Bjorn or Anna or the other one?
I was Benny.
Okay. Were you a Benny tied to a tree?
I'm sorry?
Were you a Benny tied to a tree?
I'm obviously missing a reference here.
A simple yes or no question. Were you a Benny tied to a tree?
Don't think I was.
Oh, Benny on the loose!
God. Right. Yes, I was.
Who's a Benny on the loose? Wowzers.
Oh, dear. But, yes. Yeah, I was. It was Benny. And we were a real tribute band, i.e. we played everything.
What do you mean we were a real tribute band? I.e.?
Yeah.
What does that even mean, though?
What, i.e., in other words?
That, what i.e. doesn't mean in other words. It doesn't mean literally in other words.
Well, that's the paraphrasing of it, isn't it?
In exemplis. In exemplis. It's Latin.
So?
In exemplis.
Yeah.
It's the thing. What is the point of this call?
Saying hello, really.
I'm cutting you off now. Let's go to Frank. Good evening, Frank. Frank could be the first decent caller we have tonight. Let's see.
Sorry, what radio station is this, mate?
This is Talk Radio.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Please hang up.
No, you hang up. So last night, what a strange start to the show. Last night, I put the kids to bed, and my eldest, I was in bed with the 8 and the 6-year-old, and the 8-year-old said something about, talking about the word dumb. He said, dumb means you can't hear, you can't see, and you can't speak. And I said, no, you're wrong. He said, no, I'm right. I said, no, dumb means you can't speak, deaf and blind. He said, no, dumb means you can't see, you can't hear, and you can't speak. And I said, dude, trust me, listen, Tommy, right, Pinball Wizard, I know what dumb means, right? And by coincidence, there was a little shelf by his bed, and I saw a dictionary there. I went, right, here's a dictionary. Look it up in there. So he looked it up, right? You're about, and I recorded some of this. This was about 3 minutes into it, okay? This is my kids last night reading the dictionary. Actually, hang on a minute, I've got to be careful because I might play that Peaches song that we were listening to earlier on. Hang on a minute. I can't play that. I did a very slick introduction there, only to have technology mess me up. Where is it? Hang on. Here we go. Right. This is my kids reading. Oh, jeez, this computer makes me want to throw it out of a window. What is wrong with this thing? Dear Lord. Why can't they make a computer that will do exactly what it's meant to do? If you wait 30 seconds, I might be able to play you the audio of my kids. Here we go. Will this do it? Here we go. Right, so this is my kids last night reading the dictionary. Hang on. So, what are you reading?
Dum Dum.
All right, go on, carry on reading it.
Look.
He's now reading Dum Dum, as in Dum Dum bullets, one of the nastiest bullets you can get.
Dum Dum. Look, there you see Dum Dum.
Yeah.
Dum Dum. A soft-nosed bullet that is on impact. Tommy. Something that should make me sucks. No, I didn't say that. Tommy. A model of a human. 1. 2. A model of something used for a suitability. 3. plastic treats for a baby to suck.
Why is that so funny?
I said plastic treats for a baby. For universal stupid. Wait, no, it's so... Actually, it's just stupid. Get up, please. Get up and give him... Look, wait, no. Look, Daddy. Dad, you see stupid?
Yeah.
Really?
Why don't you look up the word stupid in the dictionary?
Wait, dumpling. A ball of dough cooked in...
Dumpling. 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 Why don't you... Why don't you look up the
dummy,
word...
short and snout. Done. A great colour. Dance. A person slow at dung. A mouse of drift sand.
Dune.
Dung. Animal excremation.
Excrement. Do you know what that is?
No.
Poo.
Alright, wake him, this is me.
That is them reading the flipping dictionary. Who'd have thought there was so much to get from the dictionary, man? Those guys are in fine form. By the way, they loved the Bare Naked Ladies on Friday. Thank you to Ed, who once again made them feel very special. We got to the youngest fell asleep for a lot of the concert, and the eldest was very tired. And he said, "Look, if we fall asleep, don't take us home. We want to go and say hello to Ed." The youngest woke up for the last few songs, and the eldest stayed awake for the whole thing. And then we went to the after show party, and Ed came and treated them like absolute stars. So thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. Light, shade, heavy. Well, light. Hang on. What? Yeah, light and shade, heavy. Well, then, what if I'm saying light? If I'm saying shade is the opposite of light, then where does that leave me? Then I've got nowhere to go. If I'm saying heavy, have I? It leaves me nowhere to go. Balls it up. This is the moment when you catch people and who may be thinking of going to bed, and I've lost them. Good. Oh well. Still got numb. Still got numb fingers in my left hand, right? And do you remember last week I said it's in my little finger and half of my ring finger, right? Half of the ring finger. So then at the weekend I thought I'm going to Google this because it's coming up to 5 weeks now of numbness. And the carpal nerves that are encased in the carpal tunnel would be the thumb, Peter Pointer, the bird, and the left half of the ring finger, right? So it's not the carpal nerves, it's the other nerves. They're called like the ungular or something, I don't really remember. But they affect the little finger and half of the ring finger, the right-hand side of the ring. How is that? Why would nerves, why would your finger be separated by nerve points? Anyway, all of this adds up to me still being seriously ill. If it hasn't gone after a few weeks, you're supposed to go and see the doctor. Catherine Seger, you're supposed to go and see the doctor. And I just... Here's my genuine thinking, right? I've not got blood coming out of my anus. I'm not peeing blood. I'm not coughing up blood, right? Okay? So I don't want to waste their time. It's not a serious thing. What they might have to do is cut open my arm and operate and free some nerves. I don't think I want them doing that. It's not life-threatening. So I'm probably not going to do it. I'll give it another 6 months. Catherine says, if it is that. Catherine, Twitter told me it was that, and then Google told me it was that. It is that. It's so specific. It's the ring finger halfway. Halfway. It's that. It's that. And I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly why it is, okay? I won't tell you exactly why it is. I'll tell you partly why it is. Because I'm in this horrible bedsit. And all I've got is a bed and sort of like an office chair, but I don't really sit on the office chair. There's like a desk, but that just is basically, I use that as a shelf. So I've never sat at the desk. And so basically, everything I do it for you. I do from, I'm like a king, like King Henry VIII. Basically, everything I do when I'm in that flat, I do it from my bed, right? This is true. And this is absolutely true. And so if I'm playing games, I'll lean on my left arm. Everything's to the left of me. So I'll lean on my left arm. If I'm on the computer, I'll lean on my left arm. If I'm doing things that a lonely middle-aged man, I'll lean on my left arm. I won't. I'll lean on my back. I'm not crazy. I won't. I'll have my legs flipped over my head. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll be in the wardrobe. I won't. Right. So everything I do is I'm lent on my left arm. And basically, my divorce has buggered up my hand. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. A divorce has ruined my hand. That's what it boils down to, guys. So I'm doing all kinds of things. What I keep hoping is that I'll just do like a funny movement, and there'll be like or that noise that a ruler makes, and it will snap free, and I'll just go, whoa, yeah, and I'll be able to feel with the thing. But I suspect that won't happen. This is the last taboo. This is the last great taboo of men's health, is leaning on your that's called an elbow. Leaning on your left elbow to watch videos on your computer, or play PlayStation games, or watch Cheaters on DVD, or read a book, or just, cry. And then losing their sensation in some of the fingers in that hand. That is the last taboo. We've done mental health, that's fine, that's sorted. No one's topping themselves anymore. I don't think. I need to check the stats on that, but I think we've got that one covered. I think child abuse has ended now. I think cancer's pretty much done. So this is it. This is the last great taboo. And if I can make a difference in just one person's life, I'd be really, really disappointed with that. It would, honestly, if I made a difference in just one person's life, I'd consider that a waste of time. I would. If I made a difference in 100 people's lives, I'd still be really disappointed with that. I would like to make a difference. Anything below 25,000 is, to me, is a real waste of time. If I could save one person's life, what's that about? No, anything below 25,000. 25,000 and upwards, I would consider that, okay, we're getting somewhere, it's progress. Below that, I think that's a waste of time, mate. Was I paid well for it? Well, that'll do. Hemo!
Yo.
Hello.
I've only been to the doctors once in 14 years.
Prove it.
I can't. But it's true, though.
Why?
And it was very recently.
Okay.
And it was just to get a sick note, because I'd been off work for a week.
I go from time to time. I'm not afraid of the doctors, but I just don't want to waste their time. And this isn't This is not a cancer. It's not a tumour.
Yep.
It's not an aneurysm, which I think might be a tumour. I don't really know. It's not. It's just I've been playing too much PlayStation. Whilst leaning on my left
I get that exact same thing in my arm. And I lean on it so long until it's dead, and then I think, well, it's dead now, I'll just keep leaning on it until I fall over.
Well, this is a little bit more serious than what you're describing. You're just describing a dead arm. This has been going on for 5 weeks now. So,
have you ever thought of trying anything with it?
No, it's the left hand. I can't.
Oh, I'm right-handed, but I use my left hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I can't get a rhythm.
Then how do you use the mouse?
Sorry?
Do you not use a mouse?
Well, I think we're talking about different things.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Oh, no, no.
I'm being rude.
No, I'm being rude.
Oh, we're both being rude.
I wouldn't introduce a mouse into it, though.
No, as in a computer mouse.
Yeah, but still, why?
Don't know, inspiration?
No, but I'm happy to...
You've got a good imagination, have you?
No. I know what you're talking about. I'm just aware that Catherine's staring at me intently. I'm happy to pause things, shuffle through the selections.
Okay.
See what I fancy.
No, I need a constant flow.
Okay, well, there you go.
But, yeah, that's how it goes.
Let's end this conversation. It's leaving a terrible taste in my mouth. Now!
Sorry.
Yes.
Also, what about the dentist? Do you ever go to the dentist?
I haven't been to the... Here's the dentists are one of the greatest cons of the...
I believe so.
20th century. Greatest cons. You've got to go every 6 months, and every time you go, oh, you need the hygienist, that's going to be like about 60 quid. What? I don't think so. The hygienist is torture. It's mouth torture.
I only had it once. It wasn't nice.
Scraping and the blood. The amount of blood.
You can't see the blood though, can you?
Yeah, you do when you spit it out and then she wipes your mouth. Oh, it's disgusting. I once had one hygienist who was a really nasty woman, and when she left, I breathed a sigh of relief, and I told the next hygienist, who was a very lovely lady, and was a fan of mine, and she said, yeah, we've heard a lot about her, that she's has a reputation. Horrible. Oh. But no...
Did she actually leave, or did she die?
I hope she died.
Yeah, me too.
I hope she died of a painful scraping. The dentist. I haven't been to the dentist for maybe 18 months because it's a con. I used to go every 6 months. I've only got one filling in my nearly 45-year-old head. My teeth are in great nick. And I only tend to brush my teeth once a day.
Yeah, I only started brushing mine twice a day recently.
Yeah.
Since I first went to the dentist, but it was nearly 10 years since I'd been.
Yep.
And saved a lot of money. I've got one fill in, and I feel good, and I like pumping on things.
As long as you know, I know if my teeth feel dirty, I'll give them a scrub.
Yeah.
And I'll give them a really good scrub.
Do you have an electric toothbrush?
I haven't got one at the moment. I don't need it because I go like the clappers I'm good with a old-fashioned toothbrush.
Yeah, but just because you're good, it doesn't mean it's as good as an electric one.
No. I'm good. I'm thorough.
Yeah?
Well,
do you have any special routine? Do you sing a song while you do it?
Of course I don't sing a song.
Well, in your head.
Here's the thing, right? You know when, you sweep the floor, you got a broom, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you've not got an electric broom. Oh, sorry.
You haven't got an electric broom.
No, Helmo, sorry. I thought I thought you'd have an electric broom. Well, you might be sweeping the floor, but you're not sweeping it as good.
When they invent the electric broom, then maybe I'll get one.
Exactly, right? You're talking nonsense. You don't need an electric broom to sweep the floor. Or Catherine's typed on the screen a Hoover. I'm talking about that doesn't help anybody. I'm talking about all right, mopping the floor. You got an electric mop?
Well, actually, I do. I've got it here now. It's one of them big floor cleaners because I'm doing a job on a house. I've got to clean the carpets tomorrow.
Well, no, but that's
kind of like an electric mop.
The colour of water that comes out of washed carpets. That's screwy, man. Imagine.
I don't know yet. I'll look forward to it tomorrow.
Imagine taking a bath in that. What do people put in their carpets that's so filthy?
I don't know, but the one I'm on at the moment is filthy. It definitely does need a clean.
Yeah, all the different juices and bacteria and all kinds of...
I'm pretty high off of gloss as well.
Oh, yes, son!
I've been in a room with it, no windows open all day.
He said stuck in, but just in case anyone's wondering, he said stuck in. Stuck in.
What else could I say?
No, it sounded like the F word, because we just missed this... We got the... in a room. Anyway... okay. Did we get to the point of your call?
That was pretty much it. It's just,
How's life going? Let me ask you a question. How's life going for you, Hemo?
Well, That's another question. Well, it is a question. You just asked it. I've actually been talking to my best mate today because I'm in a very much a limbo at the moment.
Yeah.
It's my birthday in 2 days. I'll be 31, and I'm single. I've got no fixed abode.
Hey.
I'm just floating at the moment. I'm trying to figure out what to do with life, and I want to do everything.
Yeah.
And yet my best friends told me today, he's like, look, you want to do everything, you can't do everything.
Why?
Well, because you can't do everything, and I literally would turn my hand to anything. Okay. But I'm going to try and focus on at least just a couple of things.
Okay.
And to try and get a sense of achievement, because I start loads of things, never finish them.
I know that feeling, man. I know that feeling. That's a tough one.
So, I don't know what to do, but my brother's taking me in for now, and, he's well off. He's a good guy.
Do you worry about the future? Or are you one of those people that's like, what happens, what will happen, will happen?
This is the thing. I've always just been like that and said, whatever. But very recently, it's just sort of hit me.
Right.
And I've got to start thinking about stuff.
As you're getting older?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think about getting old, just... it's just something's got to change because I keep following my heart and my decisions, and then they just fall flat again.
Yeah, I don't think that following your heart is necessarily a bad thing. Just because they've not stuck so far doesn't mean that it won't stick in the future.
No, of course. But yeah, I think it is just I never get a sense of satisfaction or achievement because I never stick to anything long enough.
Well,
I just want to try and focus.
That's important to try and get that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Hemo, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
See you later on. Tutty bye. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
By the way, can I just say, I've hardly been on Twitter recently, and I'm loving it. It's great. I've hardly been on there. Did you miss me? No, I didn't notice. No one noticed. I'm loving not being on there. It's wonderful. And I every now and then I think, I'll post this. No, I won't. I think, well, what benefit will it do to me and to the greater society? And I don't. Hey, I got some exciting news. You remember last week I talked about Kirsten and Madison, and Kirsten was this young lady who had heard her neighbours fighting, and she went to help, and the idiot that lived there poured petrol on her and set fire to her. It's a horrific story, really, really horrific story. And it really upset me. And I don't know why it's upset me so much. I read all of these horrific stories in the papers every single day. And as a society, we're kind of immune to them. But there was something about Kirsten's story. Maybe it was the fact that she's got a 9-year-old girl called Madison. Maybe I'm beginning to think it's more the fact that because I've been speaking to her dad via email, via Facebook at first. And then we both admitted we were out of our league on Facebook. So we've been emailing. And her mum a little bit. And I'm beginning to think maybe it's because she's someone's kid, albeit in her late 20s, 27, I think, maybe 27, I think. Anyway, I don't know. Either way, it's a horrific story. And there's a GoFundMe page to kind of help. Her life is changed forever, as will the life of her daughter be changed forever. And she's got basically a lifetime of skin grafts and treatment and here's a phrase that her dad used: being sealed up. Wow. Lifetime of operations like that. And anyway, she's coming on the show. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, she's going to come on the show, and I'm going to go and meet Kirsten, and hopefully I get to meet Madison as well, but I don't know about that. And have a chat with Kirsten and speak to her about what happened, and just have a chat with her, because how do I phrase this without? I can't think of a way. I was going to say it will be interesting. Sounds a little bit cold, doesn't it? I don't mean it to sound cold, but man alive, what a story! What a story! I do suggest you go online. If you type in Madison and Kirsten arson attack, the news story is there for all to see, and you'll see the pictures of how damaged physically she has been. I mean, her face has been burnt off. But it turns out, according to her dad, that her and her daughter are coming back like Billy-O, and they are doing everything they can to be a loving, in inverted commas, normal mum and daughter. I just think it's an incredible story. No, it is appropriate to say that. I think it's an incredible story, and I think she is an incredible human being. And I'm really thrilled that they've. It looks like I'm going to go over to their house in Milton Keynes. I'm honoured that they trust me enough to invite me over to chat to Kirsten. So I will let you know. Hopefully, going to record that next week, maybe. So we'll either play it next week or the week after. I'll let you know, because I think it's going to be a pretty amazing conversation with a pretty amazing human being. Let's go to Gary. Good evening, Gary.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm very well. I was looking at properties not too far from you today.
I know you were, yeah. I trained you up, mate. So I was actually going to bed and I just brushing my teeth.
How do you know I was?
Huh?
What? How do you know I was looking at properties near you today?
Because somebody's probably told you where I live.
Because what?
On the phone call, it tells you where I live, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
what? So I know where you live, but how do you know that's where I was today?
Well, actually,
you don't.
Where it shows you, let's not go into that. That's not where I actually live. Where it shows you, but I'm close to them. Same county as you, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Right. So I switched on the radio tonight. It's just brush my teeth to go to bed.
Yes.
I heard you mention you going through a divorce.
Yes.
I always get quite upset when I hear that people have gone very well splitting up. So I thought I'd ring you off my condolences.
Thank you.
So I'm very sorry about that.
That's all right.
Whilst I've been waiting on the phone,
yes,
I clicked on the internet. Unfortunately, it took me to a Daily Mail story. So I don't know if all those quotes are true or not, but what you said on the radio.
Yeah. About me wanting to take drugs and stuff and got my life going off the rails. That story.
Taking LSD, yeah.
Oh, I took LSD when I was in my 20s, yeah.
In your 20s? Oh, the way they've written it, it's like you took it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, no. I took LSD about 5 or 6 times in my 20s.
Really?
And if there's a quote in there, in that story from me, then I said it, but I said it as part of a 25-minute monologue. So the order of things, but basically what I was saying was I was worried about my sobriety and everything was a bit wobbly and
yeah. I'm not going to go at you, mate. I'm going to go at them.
No, exactly. But I'm fine. I'm fine now.
Yeah, I know you are. Good. The quote is,
yes,
I want to come off my antidepressants because there was a minor relapse a few weeks ago with stuff going on.
Yeah.
The jungle was weird. That times it.
Yeah.
And it had a profound effect on me.
Yeah.
He added.
Yes.
The best way I can describe it, after I took LSD for the first time, I've only done it a handful of times, for the next year at least I saw and perceived everything differently.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say you took it 20 years ago.
No, but I wouldn't necessarily read that as I've just taken LSD.
No, of course not. While you've got me on, I've got an amusing dentist story, but I'm happy to more on chat to keep you happy if you want.
You can. Well, tell me a dentist story.
I'll tell you a dentist story.
Yeah. Have we spoken before, Gary? Have we spoken before, Gary?
Well, we've spoken before as well, because you revealed my name, unfortunately, but it was my uncle was the guy that got Bjorn and Benny together to release ABBA Gold, and they're on news in a moment for recording new songs.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I remember.
That sold 30 million, so it made ABBA very popular again.
Yeah, I remember talking to you, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dentist story, you happy for it?
I'm happy for it.
Or we can chat more about your divorce if you want me, if we don't want to do that.
It's not something I particularly want to talk about.
Fair enough, okay. So, my children were at the time very young.
Yes.
So we went to the dentist, the family thing. My wife took the children in first, and then she got examined as well. Then I went in as the last person. Then dentist checked me out. It was all fine.
Yeah.
And he said, you know you've got 2 slightly wonky teeth there at the front.
Oh.
I went, okay. Which I wasn't aware of. He goes, you know I can fix that.
Ooh.
I went, all right, okay, good, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, are you talking cosmetically?
Mm.
And he said, well, yes, you have to pay for it. I said, all right, okay. You understand that the people that went in before me, that was my wife and my 2 children, And he went, yeah. I said, right, well, if some sort of disaster happens, and I don't want it to happen, but I find myself suddenly without a partner,
and
I'm sitting down, and I'm thinking, I can talk, I'm quite a funny guy, I like to think.
Well.
I'm fairly good looking.
Okay.
I like to think.
Yeah.
I'd go looking for a new partner, and it's just not working for me. I go on all the dating websites, it doesn't work. And I suddenly sit down and I say, it's those wonky teeth.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say that if you're involved in a plane crash, that the only way they'd recognise you...
Yeah. I could have gone as dark as you wanted to,
It's got quite dark. Your whole family's dead.
Yeah. If my wife was murdered by a serial killer.
There we go. You didn't say all of this to the dentist, did you?
If I suddenly say, because it's because of my teeth...
yeah.
Then I'll come back here, and then I'll pay you the money.
Yeah. How much did he want to fix your wonky teeth?
Well, no, he just said in that case you might want to see the hygienist.
Okay, yeah, it's all it's a license to print money.
Hygienists are the new estate agents, aren't they?
Yeah, I did think opticians were a con until I went to have my eyes tested recently. I was thinking I'm really going to get glasses this time because my long distance vision isn't anywhere near as good as it used to be. And normally you go to opticians, and I always thought they'd try and sell you glasses even if you didn't need them. Yeah. And this optician went, well, you know, Mr. Lee, I could prescribe you glasses, but do you know what? If I were you, I'd come back in a year's time and see how your eyes are then. I was thinking, no, prescribe me glasses. I want glasses. I can't see things long way away.
I can't see. Yeah. The other thing is about opticians who would not give you the prescription when you leave them.
So you have to keep going back there?
No, you don't know. They are obliged to give you the prescription.
Oh, gosh.
They have to do that, because I recently bought glasses, a superb pair of glasses.
Beautiful glasses.
Oh, God, they're gorgeous.
Great
lovely
glasses.
Lenses. Lovely lenses. Luscious lenses.
Here's the thing, right? If you're making love to someone who normally wears glasses, right?
Hang on. Yeah.
Right. And they take their glasses off, and they've not got contacts in.
No, stop. You don't make love to people if you wear glasses and they wear glasses. You take your glasses off.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Listen, I don't wear glasses, but the other person I'm making love to wears glasses in this scenario.
In this scenario or in your life?
None of your business. In this scenario.
Yeah.
Right, so this person then takes off their glasses and hasn't got contacts in.
Well, they won't have contacts, will they, because they're wearing glasses.
So that means, I'm just ignoring that. That means that they can't see anything.
No, it doesn't mean they can't see anything. Why are they wearing glasses? They can't see things far away. If you're close to them.
No, hang on a minute. Do you know how glasses work? Some people have...
Yes, I wear them.
I don't think you do know how glasses work.
I wear them.
You certainly don't know how conversation works. So some people wear glasses because they can't see things far away.
Yes.
Some people wear glasses because they can't see things close up.
Yes.
Right. So my point holds true.
So the person who can't see things close up wouldn't be wearing glasses.
What are you talking about?
Hang on, they would be wearing glasses.
Yeah, of course they would, but then they take the glasses off.
Depends
so then they
close.
can't see anything.
Depends how close. How close would you be to them?
I'm making love to them!
Yeah, but I'm about 12 inches away.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Go. What? That call was... File that call under weirdo alert. What was that all about? That was the weirdest... Carry on talking about your divorce if you want. Nah, no thanks. It sucks. I'd rather not. Oh, and also, it's none of your business, apart from the little information I revealed on air. Thanks very much for calling. But so they would be in there, they would be completely... You've been on, Glynn. We don't let people have double bubble.
No.
No.
The only reason why I'm ringing back...
No. You'll have to ring back tomorrow. We don't let people on. We don't let people come on twice in the same show.
Yeah, but I make spectacles for a living.
That's great. Thanks very much indeed. And that's why we don't let people come back. This is a weird show tonight, isn't it? Is it all because I've... is it Odin upset because I dissed ABBA? Odin Swedish? Norse. Let's... I tell you what. Let's have a little break on phone calls until midnight, shall we? Let's have a breather on phone calls, shall we? It's been a bit weird. Kath, do you want to come in and join me? It's been a little bit weird. So we'll have a break from phone calls. So don't call until after midnight. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Treated myself today.
Oh, I.
Yeah, I bought. Had to fill the car up, and there's a little treat to myself. I got premium unleaded for the first time ever, and I felt a little.
I thought you looked different.
Felt a little kick in the old engine. Premium unleaded. I thought, go on, boy. You only live once. Also, the pump, I'd made a big thing about driving all through between some parked cars and round, facing the wrong way in the petrol station. Didn't actually have normal unleaded.
Oh, man,
so
embarrassing.
I couldn't make a big thing again. So it's a premium unleaded. Get me. Got a little glimpse of what Meghan Markle must feel like now. Wow. Premium unleaded.
She doesn't get that till next week.
I'm away for the royal wedding. I'm going to be at this retro video game event up in the West Midlands.
None of us are away for it. We're going to be made to have it whether we want it or not.
Sorry?
Yeah.
But I'm going to be in a hall with, I don't know how many people are going, maybe like 1,000... Let's be honest, middle-aged men like me.
Your natural habitat.
Greying and slightly overweight and probably divorced. I'm going to be there for the weekend. I think I'm giving
weekend?
Yeah. Saturday and Sunday, 19th and 20th. Oh, mate, this is going to be awesome.
No escape.
This is dreams come true stuff. I think I'm down, and then because I was invited, and they put me up in a hotel. Well, fine, I thought, then I saw the schedule. Do we say schedule?
Yes.
Then I saw the schedule, and I'm given a talk.
On?
Oh, computer games, I guess. Not quite
Frogger?
Sure. Frogger. I used to hate Frogger. Frogger's one of the dullest games ever. The only decent variation on Frogger was Horace Goes Skiing, where... Am I right? Yeah. Horace was like this blob, and he would ski down a hill, like a mountain. Then when you get to the bottom, you'd have to cross the road to go and get new skis. Have I got that right? Have I combined two Horace games? I'm sure. Horace. Here we go. Cartoon and video game characters that never quite took off. Okay, so obviously you've got Sonic and Mario and Pac-Man. Horace. There was, on the Dragon 32, we had Cuthbert, who... Cuthbert was, there was a rip-off, Cuthbert in the Jungle was a rip-off of Pitfall, and Cuthbert had a couple of other games. It looked a bit like Where's Wally, actually. Anyway, that's stuff. Hey, by the way, congratulations on winning the poll.
Yeah, very secret poll.
The boss, because I did hear a bit of Friday show. Here's the thing, Tommy filled in on Friday, Tommy Boyd.
Can I just...
Do whatever you want, Matt. I couldn't give him stuff. And I cannot listen to the show when I'm off. I cannot. And in all my years... listened to a bit of Ian Dale on the way in on LBC. And he said, talk about identity cards. Now, I don't know who was doing this show, the Drive Time show. I don't know who was doing this show 11 years ago, but I bet they were talking about identity cards then. Because it was a big thing with David Blunkett. And I did the maths. And I thought... I was doing the Drive Time show on LBC 11 years ago, and we certainly didn't talk about identity cards. I can guarantee that, Ian. What was I talking about?
Listening to the show when you shouldn't have been listening to the show.
I never listen to the show. I can't listen to the show because I feel jealous. I feel weird. It's like, I don't know. It's just weird. But I listened to a bit because went to see the Bare Naked Ladies. We got out about midnight, I guess. And we're driving back, and the kids wanted to listen to some Bare Naked Ladies in the car, so we did. Then the youngest fell asleep, and the eldest was going, I'm going to break my record for staying up awake, which he thinks it's 1 o'clock. I think he's been up later, but he said, up until 1 o'clock. I'm going to break my record. I said, I bet you won't. I will. We're in the car. Halfway home, I turned around, I saw he was asleep. So I woke him up and said, you fell asleep!
You're so mean.
You fell asleep! You didn't break your record! And fair play to him, he sort of looked at me, so his sleepy eyes sort of chuckled and then just went back. and then the next day, the next day, he said, I wasn't really sleeping, I was resting my eyes.
Yeah. A long blink.
Who's this guy that I've... let me get this straight. Iain Lee of Talk Radio has asked nobody to ring him for half an hour whilst he offloads all this week's angst like a Harry Potter character crossed with one of the wacky races.
That doesn't work.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense, mate. But good effort. I mean, fair play for tweeting. So I listened, and it was all right. It was all right, you know. It was all right. When the voice fell asleep, I listened. It was all right, and but I thought you were brilliant, right? I thought you were brilliant, and I thought because I heard Sonia's call, and I thought the way you dealt with Sonia's call was spot on. I thought Tom was okay, and he obviously didn't know the backstory.
No, he didn't.
But still, I found that and another call. I found it a little bit cold, and I thought you displayed humanity and warmth, confidence. Your voice is deeper on the radio than it is in real life, because in real life it's quite
shrill.
Yeah. but on the radio it's quite good. Yeah. And so I tweeted, you should host the show when I'm off, which seems obvious to me. I do not understand. Or that you should go and have a week off from doing this and go and co-host with Jamie East. But I think you should do this show when I'm off. I don't understand why it's not been done before. I don't get it. And I know you can't say anything. I'll say it. It's absolutely awful mistake to not have let you host this show. Let you. We're going to do a big favour. We're going to let you host the show when Ian's off. We're going to let you do. No, it should be obvious. I take some time off. You fill in. Should be obvious. Anyway, so I tweeted this, and then the boss man, big boss man. I say big.
The boss.
Small boss man. He tweeted a poll, which I thought it was a spam account, spoof account.
I wondered, because he's not got a blue tick, has he?
No.
Or a white tick on a blue background.
Yeah. But he tweeted a poll, who should host next time Ian's off? Kath, Rufus, or Tommy? You got 61% out of about 1,100 votes. So that's about 600, that's about 700 votes you got, saying you. And Tommy and Rufus, way back.
I know.
Way back when.
Tommy's not on Twitter, but Rufus was very lovely about it.
Yeah.
And people were saying, oh, yeah, but who would she have to host with her? I mean, like...
What?
Because that has to happen. But he did a little emoji of his hand going up. Rufus is lovely.
I don't know if I've ever met him.
No, he's lovely. So is Tommy, in very different ways. Yeah. But it's that thing, isn't it? I think I've been put into people think they know what I'm capable of, and that's it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Also, they wonder who would replace me behind the glass. But the thing is, if I'm here, I don't need my own brain works to myself.
I think it's crazy. And I've also, we talk radio, right? We're a national kind of radio station. And fair play, the breakfast show is hosted by a woman, right? That's it. Yasmin at the weekends. Does she only do one day at the weekends?
She does, yeah.
Right, so that's 3 hours.
Penny Smith.
So that's 6 hours. And that's it. And all of the other women that you hear are in supporting roles. You are, I mean, technically you're the producer of this and the co-host, but kind of in a supporting role. Jamie East has women in supporting roles.
I think we started it, didn't we?
Yeah, everyone's copying this. Mike Graham has women in supporting roles. And I just think Talk Radio should lead the way and should get more women on as hosts of, on the weekday schedule. There's the girly show at the weekend.
The Badass Women's Hour. Not the girly show.
I have listened to that a few times. I don't think that show's designed for me.
No.
Actually saying that, the one I heard a few weeks ago, I did quite enjoy some bits of it. I thought there were too many voices. Too many women there. No, I thought
because they all sound the same, right?
No. I just thought there were too many voices. Because I think there's 3 hosts. And then I think they had like a couple of guests in at one point. So that was, so there's 5 voices, which is hard to listen to. I found it anyway. But I just think that's what Talk Radio should do.
Anyway, thank you. There was a compliment in there, and I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm glad you spotted it. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499. Oh, no, don't call yet. Call after 1 o'clock. Don't want any calls until midnight. Midnight. I have a day off and I can't remember how to do it. It's terrible, isn't it? Fake reviews for internet products are being bought and sold online.
What?
So there's fake stuff on the internet?
People make stuff up and pretend to be people they're not.
Well, this is what I was saying to Annabelle Port last week. Her book arrived today, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to reading that, because I finished my John Belushi book. Boy.
What happened?
Oh, man alive. If anyone's thinking of trying harder drugs, go and read the John Belushi book. It makes, most books about rock stars and celebrities taking drugs makes it sound really sexy. Really sexy. You ignore the fact that they go mad, Sid Barrett, Brian Wilson, or die, Keith Moon, Jimi Hendrix, and it makes it sound sexy. This is the most unsexy drugs book. Hey, what two Hollywood superstars were in the apartment the night that John Belushi died? If you can just tell them to call back after 1 o'clock. The night that John Belushi died.
I think I know this somewhere.
Two very, very big Hollywood stars. Although one hadn't become a Hollywood star at that point, but was about to.
Go on.
Sorry?
Go on then.
Well, no, one was a big Hollywood star. No, you said you think you know
I think it's somewhere in the recesses, but it's like way back in the annals.
What's it doing there?
Can't get it out.
Well, think.
No, it's stuck.
No, come on, squeeze it out. Squeeze one out.
Is it someone from New England?
What does that mean? I don't know where New England is.
It's like a good part of America. It's a nice part.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And Robert De Niro.
No, they weren't the ones I was thinking.
Okay, well, they were in the apartment at the Chateau Marmont, where John Belushi died through taking shed loads of drugs. It's really sad. I mean, I don't find John Belushi particularly funny. Didn't like the Blues Brothers when I watched it as a kid. I might watch the Blues Brothers again because I've not seen it since I was about 15. And
it's wry.
I remember the bit where they're sat at those school desks and they're swearing and the nun is telling not to swear and it hits the desk and it goes, effing hell, man. I remember that bit being funny, but I didn't like the rest of it. But I might watch it again because it's on Netflix. It's something to do in it. But it's a really... it's a grim book. But I wonder how... The journalist knows exactly how much drug he took and how much was in each injection, and I wonder how he knows all of that stuff. He's very specific.
Quincy been on it.
Well, he's Bob Woodward. He was one of the people that broke Watergate.
Watergate. No, what I mean is post mortem. Would they be able to?
No. The post mortem didn't reveal that much. No, he was able to specify. Exactly what time he was having. A lot of it's got to be made up. I know that Dan Aykroyd and his wife, Judy
Aykroyd.
No, Belushi's wife.
Oh.
Judy Belushi. What's that?
It's a great name,
isn't it? I know they disowned the book and said it was rubbish, but some read. I've had that book. I've had that book sat on my shelf for about 15 years. The other day I saw it. I've got 2 bookshelves in the house in Windsor. And I was over there. And I saw it in the small bookshelf. I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to read that. That's going to be my next book. And then I went over to the big bookshelf. It was there as well. I had 2 copies of it for years. So I took one to a charity shop. And along with the Cheaters DVD, which I finished,
which turned out to be a bit of a cheat itself.
Yeah, it was only it's like a 90-minute. It's like Cheaters the movie, but it was uncensored, so I got to see unpixelated boobies and hear the swear words.
And it turns out she was cheating.
Yeah.
The worst ones, or the best ones, I don't know from whose perspective, were the ones where it'd all been about nothing.
Yeah.
Guys, just talk to each other more.
Fake reviews for internet products are being bought and sold online. An investigation has found. Companies use Facebook to offer Amazon customers full refunds in exchange for 5-star reviews of their products. Yes, sign me up to this. Sign me up to this. Sign me up to this. Investigators found several Facebook groups where potential Amazon customers were encouraged to do this. Find the Facebook groups, please, Catherine.
Of what?
The Facebook groups that offer Amazon customers full refunds in exchange for 5-star reviews of their products. I want a piece of this pie. The world is bent. Everybody's bent. So I might as well take some money for being bent. I'm bent for rent.
Amazon products.
Right. Do you know how to use Facebook?
Not really. It's for old ladies.
Well, you should do that. They were also able to buy a bogus 5-star...
US Amazon reviewers, free or discounted products.
Sign me up to it. Can you find UK? I mean, it's not difficult! Where do we live?
Where do you do it? Why don't you do it?
Because
I don't want him writing to me. I'm not interested.
Because I'll tell you why I can't do it, Catherine. Because I'm hosting the Late Night Alternative, an award-winning, groundbreaking radio show that is with fingers crossed when the next set of figures come out, they go up. Otherwise, the whole jungle thing was a bad idea.
Iain, you've never listened back to this rubbish, have you?
No!
You could easily do this at the same time.
They were also responding to an advert on eBay. BBC 5 Live Investigates was able to buy a recommendation, which then appeared word for word. They were able to buy a recommendation. What does that mean? Online review. They were able to buy a recommendation. Online review sites are becoming increasingly popular. In 2016, Amazon vowed to clamp down on incentivised reviews, where businesses offer customers free products, but industry experts claim the measures have not worked. Amazon said, we do not permit reviews in exchange for compensation. Hey, guys, I can be bought so well. If you want to send me stuff, I will go on Amazon and say it is primo, even if it sucks. As long as I got it free, I will happily do that. Unless that's breaking some Ofcom rule, in which case...
I would never do that.
Send me an email. Send me an email.
You have to join the group there, look. There you go.
OK. Trustpilot said it has a zero-tolerance policy towards any misuse. A spokesman for eBay said, get stuffed! So that's the eBay story done. I feel that's... Here's something. We'll take calls after 1 o'clock. After 1
After 1?
After midnight, we'll play another one of those Watko things, and then we'll take some calls. 57% of us... Oh, hang on. Is this 57% of us have never seen a hedgehog or never see a hedgehog?
What? There's one that lives underneath my playhouse.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it makes very odd noises. That's not a euphemism either. It goes...
Oh, wow. Must be hungry. I'll give it some milk.
You know what that means.
Hedgehog sightings have continued to fall, with the population in Britain plummeting since the turn of the century. For the second year running, sightings dropped, with almost 6 in 10 people not seeing a hedgehog last year. I saw loads.
I'm always nearly standing on one.
And only 9% spotted one at their homes. The annual survey by Bumlickers, the BBC Gardener's World magazine, found. Why don't you go and get a job? Why don't you go and get a job, you guys? It follows warnings of a hedgehog crisis.
No.
I bet that, well, yeah, I can see that. I mean, they're weird. What? This is a serious question. This isn't even me being flippant or razor sharp, satirical biting. What?
Rearrange those words in a way that makes sense.
What do hedgehogs do?
They eat slugs, bugs, worms, and whatever you'll leave out for them. My dad had one last summer, and he was leaving cat food out for them.
Okay, so they eat cat. So hedgehogs eat cat food. So they don't serve a purpose.
Yeah, they clean up your garden. You get rid of all
cat food that you've put out.
No, of slugs and that.
Okay, so the cat food was a misnomer.
Everyone would prefer cat food. If I was eating slugs, I'd rather have cat food.
Well, then your dad's an idiot, and he's part of the problem.
Well,
he
bought it a house. It moved on. It preferred living underneath his tiles.
We spent 35 quid on a hedgehog house. What? Why is a hedgehog going to go into something that looks like a house?
No, this was looked like a sort of basket.
This was like a ranch in Dallas or something. This was.
Finally, the house I've been waiting for.
It had a doorbell and everything. It didn't have a doorbell. It follows warnings of a hedgehog crisis, with their numbers having halved to 750,000 since 1995. The spread of farmland is thought to be forcing the animals out of hedges and copses. I love the word copse. I love it. In 2016, 51% of Britain said they had not seen a hedgehog, which rose to 57% this year.
Not ask me, though.
Yeah. The animals are declining less rapidly in urban areas than the countryside, and even returning in some cities.
You know, Americans keep them as pets, hedgehogs.
Yeah, I could understand that. They're
cute.
They're full of fleas.
Well, the wild ones are, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're full of... I remember my mum...
But you'd be full of fleas if you lived in the garden.
I don't think I would. No, I think... They've got faces like little bears. Yeah, cute. But I would say if there was a way of... You know cat's claws, you can get like these plastic covers to go over the claws. If you could get that for the pines...
Spine?
The pines, the pointy things. The pines... If you could get it for the pines of the... How many pines does a hedgehog have?
At least 10.
I think it's more. I think it's about 112. You could get 112 different coloured...
tips.
LEDs. Oh, my God. So then, LEDs, so you have it on, and you'd have it all wired up, like, wirelessly. You'd have it wired up wirelessly to your smartphone or your tablet, and it could...
Spell out messages.
Spell out messages, like, I am a hedgehog and I am a tosser.
Oh, wow.
I am a hedgehog and I suck off rats for money. That kind of stuff. Just you humiliate it. Or it could, if music was playing, it would move to the beat.
I'd want some kind of clever pattern.
Yeah.
Maybe not so rude as yours. That you only see when it goes in a ball.
I suck off rats for money. That's a great line. I forgot they go in balls. Yeah, they go in balls, don't they? But that doesn't do any good against a car.
No, sadly, we know that's true.
That's the thing. It doesn't do any good against a car, and I'm not even sure it would do anything good against like a predator. What eats them? Owls and foxes.
Yeah, and dogs.
Dogs don't eat
Dogs
them.
have a go.
No, they don't. Dogs
terrier would have a go.
No. I've got a dog, and dogs do not have a go. They like to.
Yeah, but your dog's not a proper dog, is it?
I've got a dog, and dogs do not like to have a go. They like to play with, like to pad them around. That's it, like a little football. And I don't see a problem with that. That's the species. That's if only humans could learn to live like. If only the different races could learn to live like
other around.
My dog and a hedgehog. Then I think the world would be a greater place, and we wouldn't have people like Tommy Robinson. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll start taking telephone calls, please. There's a few people phoning in there. We'd love to speak to you after midnight. You can listen to this show, of course, on DAB. Download the app for your smartphones or online at talkradio.co.uk. I'm Iain Lee. She's Catherine Boyle. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
He has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Phone lines are open, 0344 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. Catherine Boyle is there. We're here until 1 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Paul Ross will be on at 1 o'clock. What have we talked about? ABBA, dictionaries, the Avengers movie, hedgehogs, and that's not bad going for a Monday night.
I think that's all the bases covered, all the main food groups.
Main food groups. Good evening, Marcus.
Hi, Ian. Hi, Catherine.
Hello,
I've been only listening to you for about the last 2 weeks, I think. I just picked up on listening to your show. But your music taste, Ian, is absolutely outstanding, man.
Thank you. At last.
You listen to like Gene Clark and the Beatles, Echoes by Gene Clark and the Gosden Brothers, and the Electric Prunes, all this stuff you listen to. Anyway,
yes.
All I want to know is, do you play an instrument? Because you play the PlayStation, which I play the PlayStation too much, PSVR, and it prevents you from doing more constructive things like playing instruments, man. You know.
No. The PlayStation
Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No, the PlayStation is not. The PlayStation is constructive. It's constructive, But yes.
I'm not sure it is, Ian.
What do you mean it's not? Because it's...
When you get those little robots, little robots, and you're jumping around. The first time I put it on was on Boxing Day. My sister got it for me. I got the PlayStation 4 before Christmas, and then she got it for me for Boxing Day. Wow. Oh, my God, I'm never going to live a normal life again.
Yeah.
But music is suffering because of it.
No, it's not. I get motion sick on those games. I can't play Wipeout in VR.
Wipeout, oh my God, Wipeout. When that came out, I remember playing that in 1993, 94.
Hardcore, yeah.
Yeah, and you've got to learn the tracks, haven't you? I think
you've got to learn the tracks. He's spot on.
Can't do it in the cockpit.
No.
Can't do it in the cockpit.
No, you've got
to do the next stage away.
You're exactly the same as me. There's 3 different views.
Right.
Oh, Catherine, I know. I've been listening. Catherine, you persuaded Catherine to get a PS4.
Correct.
Has she got the PSVR as well? Catherine, have you got the PSVR as well?
I haven't, no, but a mate of mine said he'd lend it to me. My kids have been asking every weekend, when's it going to happen?
Do you want to borrow it next weekend?
Yeah, I do.
All right, yeah, brilliant. I'll lend it to you next weekend. Remind me to bring it in later in the week.
But, so you don't play any instruments, Ian?
Yes, I do. You've not let me get a word in edgewise. Yes.
Sorry.
I play the guitar, I play the bass guitar, bit of ukulele, bit of mandolin.
See, I'm also interested from what you've said about the Beatles Anthology Revisited.
Yes.
And I haven't checked it out yet, but I need to check it out.
Go and check it out. Go and check it out.
I've got like a mate. I'm not famous. You're like famous, and Catherine's famous. I'm not famous.
I'm more famous than Catherine.
Well, you are. You're both pretty famous. More famous than me. I play in a dodgy rock and roll band called The Neighbourhood Strange. Steve Lamax played us and Gideon Coe on BBC Six Music.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a thing. But my mate Mojo does Shindig magazine. I reckon it'd be right. You must have heard of Shindig.
I've heard of Shindig magazine. Yes, they don't pay. Whereas Record Collector pay 10 pence a word, and Shindig don't.
He's got his. I'm not. Anyway, he's got a night coming up. Anyway, they do it once a month, and there's this band Cats Black are playing there.
Oh,
sound really cool.
Oh,
but anyway, I think. So, do you play original stuff then, or just play for your own?
Just play whatever. Just play. Just pick it up and play, man. Just whatever.
Yeah, you got to, haven't you?
Takes me, yeah.
So do you record your sort of ideas and stuff, or what?
No, I was in a band and we recorded some stuff and that was fun. But no, I just, but
your taste in music, man. Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yes.
So it's like the Pebbles and the Nuggets and probably loads of other stuff that I probably haven't heard of, man. But you're into all that sort of psychedelic garage. Arthur Lee and Love, man. Oh, God.
Is it my turn?
Hello?
Yes. I've met Arthur Lee a couple of times.
I met Arthur Lee. Ian, I met Arthur Lee. They played at the Brook in Southampton.
Yeah.
I saw him at Islington Academy with my Japanese girlfriend when they first came back. They used to be like Baby Lemonade. This is not going to appeal to most of your listeners, is it?
No, it's literally only me that's understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, I knew it's probably not a good thing. But I remember, going to the Brook in Southampton and meeting my friend who just smokes loads of weed. He's like, if you sort of go upstairs, Arthur Lee's signing autographs. I met Arthur Lee, and he said, hey, man, what do you want me to do? I said, I just want to hang out with you, man. I don't want to get you to sign anything. And he looked all freaked out by it, man.
Yeah.
I think I must have you always got to these people with dark vibes, man. Have I got a dark vibe?
You've got an intense vibe.
Yeah, I think it might be sort of like a combination of systems for which you don't like, and it's not a good thing to get into, is it?
Hang on a minute. Yeah. You're not telling me you're coked up, are you?
Possibly. Well, I don't know. It could be I come from Salisbury. It could be Novichok, man.
Oh, I thought it was speed. I knew there was some chemical.
I think it could be, man. I think it was the first one, man. Yeah, but I don't know.
It's always hard for the person who isn't. Well, it's always hard for it's always hard for the other person to
exactly because you keep changing and jumping on it and getting too intense.
Finishing their sentences and interrupting and not letting them.
Sorry, Ian. I'm now calming down. Okay, yeah.
But you can't. This is the thing on cocaine. You can't calm down. You can calm down for 20 seconds, and then that idea goes, and you've got to follow it over there. And I get it, but it just doesn't make for very,
No, I agree.
It's just.
I do agree.
No, you don't. You don't.
I do. This isn't top quality. This is like putting salt on a slug sort of stuff, though. This stuff I have, and I think. So it does look great, you know.
Yeah.
You know when you put salt on a slug in it.
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna say thanks very much.
Well, nice to talk to you, Ian.
There we go. And you certainly did talk at me. I mean, I thought something. I thought I'm not going to say anything because I was getting a vibe that maybe he was autistic or something.
He was sitting in his own track.
Yeah. So I thought. I don't know. Autism is probably the wrong thing to say, but ADHD or some. I thought there were similarities in how he spoke to how Nigel speaks, and I should have picked up on the pace of what he was saying because that was the thing. But whereas Nigel Nigel from Maidstone doesn't know the kind of rules of conversation, the kind of unwritten norms that we generally adhere to, because of. That's the way he is. That was because, that's made me feel, and I'm sure Marcus is a lovely guy. That's made me feel really uncomfortable. Really, that's made me feel really, wow, gosh. Okay, right. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. That's made me feel a little bit unsettled. Mm-hmm. That's affected my chi. Which I'm sure wasn't his intention, but the cocaine was my drug of choice, and it's funny, even when you've abstained from something like that, and you think I don't ever want to go back there, and even though that sounded, very one-sided and hectoring, and dull. There's still a part of me that goes, oh, yes, son, get in there. And it's just unbalanced my chi slightly, guys. Mm-hmm. But it'll be all right. Let's go to Stephen.
Hello.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Ian, you all right?
I'm all right, thank you, Stephen.
That last call blew my mind a little bit. Hello, Kath. First of all, I'd like to back you up with that. The Kath should be the presenter
when I'm away.
When you're out of town.
When I'm out of town. Yes. I'm talking myself out of a job.
You had
here.
a week off.
Yes.
Recently, and you're entitled to your holiday.
Thank you very much,
He
Stephen.
isn't, but there you go.
Oh.
But when Rufus took over, and I just didn't enjoy the show because it weren't linear. It didn't carry on.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't carry on the narrative of my show.
Not really, because Rufus was just talking about science, and I just couldn't listen to it.
First of all, hang on, Stephen, hang on. First of all, I don't think Rufus
go on, sorry.
First of all, I don't think Rufus was talking about science for 15 hours that week.
Oh, no, that...
But even if he was...
I tuned in for one episode, and he was talking about something that I couldn't understand, at least there. Anyway, and second thing is... I've not
finished my first thing.
Sorry, okay, yeah, go
on. You're not on cocaine, are you?
No, that is definitely not my drug of choice. I didn't realise that was your drug of choice. My drug of choice is alcohol, mate.
Well, it's not my drug of choice now. I'm just saying back in the day.
No, now, but back in the day, yeah, if you've got an addiction, then yeah. Secondly...
Second point, yes.
Yeah. I've seen hedgehogs, and again, I agree with Kath. Do not touch them, because they're full of ticks and...
I said that! I said that. Are you?
Because I've got a low voice on air.
Hang on a second. So are you drunk now?
Am I drunk? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was made homeless today.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. But
it doesn't matter.
The thing, it's so hard to talk. I'm really sorry about that. It's horrific, but it's so hard to talk to anybody who has indulged in their drug of choice, and I'm deliberately slowing my words down.
Okay, my third point was the only reason
Stephen, I'm at a real dilemma here.
What? is your dilemma? And I just said that slowly. Yeah, I didn't mean to say... Okay, yeah, what is your dilemma?
You have not heard a single thing I've said.
I have.
You haven't. And
I've been listening to your show deliberately all night.
No, I'm talking about this conversation.
Okay.
And I'm not having a go at you, right? Because I understand, I get it's a tough old day you've had today, man. I get it. But this is what I'm trying to say is it's impossible to to communicate on any real level with anybody who is drunk or coked up or stoned or tripping or...
I agree with you, and that's why I'm listening to your show, because I don't want to talk about that nonsense. The reason I rang up your show was, you know wood lice?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you touch them...
All right, Stephen. Stephen, you've just dropped an F-bomb, mate, and so I've got to let you go. Did I get that dump? That dump button was a little bit heavy, and I don't know if I got it. Did I? Again, if you watch us on YouTube, you'll hear it. So apologies if it did go out. I don't think it did, but if it did, sincerest apologies. Those last two calls have really depressed me. No, mate, I don't feel sad for those people. Actually, I don't feel sad for them. But it's just depressed me. The frustration. Isn't it funny that we had two callers back to back who were off their face in one way or another? And it robbed them of their ability to interact. There was no interaction. It was blah, breathe. I'm saying something, whatever, blah.
Yeah.
From both of them.
And they both thought they were okay to function.
And listen, and if you're listening, both of you, I'm not having a go at you. I'm sure you're both wonderful, wonderful human beings. I'm sure of it. But it's depressed me, those two calls. It's depressed me. And coming off the back of reading that John Belushi book, I mean, that man took a lot of drugs. Although I'm reading it, and I'm reading bits of it going, well, that's not much. Genuinely, I was like, oh, that's... But those two calls, actually, that John Belushi book has really made me secure in my sobriety, because I'm reading it thinking, man, I don't want it. It's just, there's no glamour to this lifestyle this gentleman has chosen to follow. It's a really sad, pathetic story. It's pathetic. In the truest sense of the word, this talent. I'm not particularly a big fan of his, but a lot of people considered him to be, an explosive talent, and he threw it all away. And it's really made me think. Actually, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. And I don't know how I feel after those two calls. I don't know how I feel. I tell you what, no, I tell you what it is. I'm angry with them. That's what I feel. That's it. And I was misreading it as empathy. No, I'm angry with them. Because that was rude. There we go. That's what it was. That's it. That's cleared the guttering. It was rude. It was downright rude of both of them. And again, I'm not having a go at either of you. I'm not having a go. You might hear it as that, but it's not. But that was rude. To phone up and to be in a state that meant you were unable to interact and you just wanted to speak at me and speak at Catherine instead of engaging in a conversation. That was rude. That's what I was feeling. Oh, I feel better now. I've worked that. 0344 499 1000. When we come back, we'll play one of Watko's things, Driving Test Memories.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll speak to Rory. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
So, my mate Watko, Ian Watkins, he hosts a radio show on Mansfield 103.3 or 3.2, I can never remember which, and he's brilliant, and he makes these wonderful little 5-minute beautiful conversations where he picks a theme and talks to people about it. And generally, he cuts himself out of it, so you don't hear him. You might hear him pop up once in a while. And I think, is this a new one? This might be a new one. So this is Watko and 5 minutes of driving test... have my volume up? Yes. Driving test memories.
I passed my driving test first time, and then at that time I had a scooter, and I passed my scooter test both first times. You know. The scooter test was mad. You come out of the driving centre and you go left, 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 and then like you have to go right, 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 right. It's just a square around this like big building. And they in them days they used to say, well, someone's going to jump out in front of you. I don't know whether they still do it, and you've got to see him and stop. But like you can see him about like 100 yards down the road, the geese are standing behind a tree or something, so you know when he's going to come out. Yeah. But yeah, the driving test and then my scooter, yeah.
Never take one of those. I did have driving lessons. I got about a mile up the road and a bus was behind me, and I looked through the mirror and the driving instructor told me to turn right, so I didn't. I went further on, stopped the car, got out, and that was it.
The second time there was a lady stood at the side of the road. I saw her, I watched her, I drove past her, and then I failed. I said, why have I failed? There was a pedestrian standing at the side of the road. I said, yes, I saw her. She might have stepped off. I said, she didn't, but you didn't sound your horn to warn her. I said, mate, if I sounded my horn at every pedestrian in Sutton standing on the edge of a pavement, I would have my hand on the button all the way through Sutton. Failed.
My first fail was amazing, because we just had a new bed the day before my driving test, and we lived in a small terrace house, so the only way to get the bed into the bedroom was to chuck the old one through the window and pull the new one in. Well, in the process of doing that, we smashed the window. So, of course, I'd gone off the next day for my driving test, come back, failed, and Keith was stood there with the flowers and the bottle of wine and the car, you know, well done, and I threw myself upstairs, threw myself on the bed. It was dark, it must have been winter, and I'm sobbing into my pillow thinking I'm the world's biggest bedder because I can't pass my driving test. And then I suddenly became aware that somebody was watching me, and I just sort of looked up at the window. There was a bloke on a ladder with a pane of glass in his hand, sort of looking vacant at me, thinking, this woman's crazy. I was like, what are you looking at? And I went and locked myself in the bathroom and just continued to rant and sob.
Oh, I failed the first two. The first one I failed for undue care and hesitancy. It means I was overcautious. The second one I failed for going over a red light, I think. Well, it was amber red. And the third one I passed. And I thought I drove worse on the third one than the first two.
It did take me 3 goes. The first time, I had a driving instructor who came out and he says, we need to take you out on the road. And he was a very thin, almost rodent-like man in a bright purple suit. And he didn't want to indulge in any conversation at all. We went out and I did a 3-point turn in about 8, and there was a lady in a car parked up, and she said, she was constantly tooting her horn, constantly. And what happens is I reversed back as I was doing the 3-point turn, touched the curb, and he failed me on that.
Are you mad? No. I did have a driving lesson when I was on a caravan site with my stepfather, and I nearly knocked into electric cables on the side of this caravan and nearly smashed the car up. So that were it.
You never went back?
No. If I start learning how to drive here, and I'm telling you now, you keep off the road. No, you keep off the pavement, you keep on the road and keep on the pavement.
I think it took 2 times, or did I take 3? I failed it first time, definitely, which is very off-putting because you think, you assume you're going to fail again. I thought I was definitely going to fail when I went and passed my test. And I think what helped was, halfway through the test, it snowed heavily, and the windscreen filled up with snow, even though the windscreen wipers were going. I just turned to the instructor and I said, I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop. And I pulled in, signalled and pulled into the side of the road and cleared my windscreen, and then got back in again. And then we pulled off again, and the snow had mostly stopped by then. It was like a heavy... And I wonder whether he passed me because I had the sense to stop instead of carrying on regardless.
I passed on the third attempt. I think through life, you grow by your failure. Failing isn't a problem. Failing doesn't mean that you are a lesser person. To fail is to learn by mistake, by error. We all make mistakes. If we learn by our mistakes, we come out stronger at the other end. So, failing isn't a biggie.
They're so good.
I like the Dalai Lama at the end.
Yes. Well, that's the philosophy of this show. Failure isn't, that's not really failure. Failure's learning, man. I love those. I'll see if I can get, why can't we, what's this? What have I done here? I've done something here. Oh, there it is. Sorry, love, we're keeping you up, love?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I had to get up with the kids early this morning.
Yeah.
Because we're home alone, so I had to do all duties, and it's really quite tiring.
I'm not sleeping because I'm off the mirtazapine. I've been off it for a week now. I can't sleep. I can sleep, but it's not great. It's not great, but I feel all right.
Yeah, you're not having funny dreams anymore.
No,
not having any dreams.
No, I'm not having the fun. I'm not having the anxiety dreams or any of that stuff, and I'm waking up after about 6 hours, and I'm thinking that's it. That's my life now. It's going to be 6 hours sleep.
Rebalancing.
When as you get older, you need less sleep.
That's why elderly people are pottering around at 5 in the morning.
Yeah. That's why they're such a pain in the ass. Let's go to Rory. Good evening, Rory.
Hey, how you doing?
What narcotic are you on this evening, Rory?
A torch and midnight air.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Okay. Ooh. All right. What have you got for... Where are you then? Are you out and about?
Yeah, I'm out and about. I went to an open mic and then... I'll just change on to... Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I went to an open mic and then... and did some performance and then it said go for a walk.
What performance did you do? Stand-up or music?
In between.
Oh, storytelling.
Huh?
It's like...
That's a thing.
Performance art.
Oh.
Whoa, you speak on my language. Describe the act, man.
So it's me and my friend James, and we're called James and Rory. And what we do is we improvise.
Where did you get the name from?
I love that. That's so X Factor. My name's James. My name's Rory, and together we are James
Rory
and Rory.
James.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I say, yeah. So we do scores based on words. So we'll both talk at the same time. And we will try to synchronize our words. And he will do gibberish, and I'll do speech that is an interpretation of the gibberish.
It's a bit like you talking to the callers.
Oh,
yeah.
Go away.
So yeah, we've been doing it for years. And I do stand-up comedy as well.
I want to see the... Oh, so hang on. I don't understand the act. So he speaks gibberish, you speak words, and then you try and sync up.
Oh well, we'll do. It's like we'll do 5 different improvisation scores in one session.
What do you mean by score? What do you mean by scores?
Well, the scores are like your template for the performance, for the improvisation. So the improvisation is works around the improvisation. So one score might be you talk and I do gibberish. It could be something like that. Or sometimes we have scores with like 3 or 4 people. It's called action theatre.
Is this making it any clearer to you, Catherine, on any level?
I think someone might have spiked my tea.
I know. What is this? Has all gone into a very strange world.
I think it's maybe something you need to see.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
We have YouTube videos up. I think it's James and Rory Action Theatre. All right.
Right, hang on a minute. Let me have it. All right,
I like the title Action Theatre.
Action Theatre.
Exchange.
Action Theatre. It was invented by a woman called Ruth Zipporah from San Francisco.
Theatre. Right, let's have a little look. There's Benedict Cumberbatch. You're not Benedict Cumberbatch, are you?
No, I'm not.
I've typed in James and Rory Action Theatre, and first thing that comes up is Mad Lib Theatre with Benedict Cumberbatch.
No. Is there just put improvisation?
Okay. I'm going to put impro, because that's what we call it in
Improv.
the biz.
Oh, yeah,
That's actually what they call it.
Mate, I don't think you exist.
Oh, well.
As Rory James... No, mate, I don't think you exist.
No.
Oh, well, never mind.
Anyway.
But how did it go? Was it good?
Oh, no, it went well. And no, the reason I called was because there were some drunk people there, and your colours who were drunk and on drugs made me think about the fact that, it's difficult whenever, because I've been badly behaved on alcohol.
Yeah.
And then when I don't drink and I see other people behaving badly on alcohol, it feels quite,
drunk people
it feels like a bit hypocritical to berate them for it, but if they're causing a nuisance, then sometimes...
If they're causing a nuisance, you can step in, but you always think, they're not going to take any of this in. I might have nits, by the way.
What?
I might have nits. I'm itching a lot in my head.
No, they only go in clean hair.
Oh, mate, what is all the jokes?
Is there anything you've not got at the moment?
They've just cured my AIDS.
Your eye aids.
My eye AIDS that I had. Yeah, drunk people are boring, coked up people are boring, stoners are boring, trippers, there might be something in that. But it's just boring, and it's just so dull, and I try not to be in the presence of people, and it's funny with that first call, I'm slightly disappointed in myself, because normally I'm really good at sensing cocaine. I can tell if someone's holding coke, if I'm at a do. I can, within seconds of walking into a room, I know who's got cocaine. Just because there's a vibe that just comes off them. There's just a vibe. And, I'm surprised I didn't pick it up with that guy. Anyway. Well, Rory, keep on keeping on. What's the plan with James and Rory?
Well, he does his own stuff, and I do my own stuff, and we get together and we do our bits and pieces, and it just keeps us going in our own performances. It's a good activity to do.
It's good, man. It's good to make stuff and create stuff and do stuff and yeah, good.
Here they are, James and Rory, improv.
I just typed it in.
Over the top of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right, let me try it. Hang on a minute. Maybe I didn't press enter.
There you go.
There we go. If I play this, is it going to be sweary?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's.
All together. That was a brilliant poem. Mr. Adjer's poetry was well recited.
You look like the same people. Are you the same people?
Yeah, that sounds like us too.
He looks more like Jean-Luc Picard, and you look more like Dara O'Brien. Anyway,
amazing how people can. I'm really impressed by how some people can remember things.
Yeah, like how did she remember the whole poem, every intonation, every word?
I bet she could do it again tomorrow.
I bet she could do it again in her sleep.
Okay, I'm going to watch that at home. Privacy of my own.
While leaning to the left.
Leaning to the left. Hey, nice one, Rory. Thank you, mate.
All right, thanks, Ian. Bye-bye.
Cheers, ta-ta. Let's go to Skylar Sol.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Oh, jolly good. So I have to have you on loudspeaker because I'm deaf. But I have spoken to you before, if you remember me.
I do remember you, yes.
Yes, but I didn't want to talk about anything like that at the moment. But I wanted to talk about Donald Trump.
Okay.
Basically, I think Donald Trump should serve at least 2 terms. I don't think I want Mike Pence in power, because for the simple reason, Mike Pence is a blooming homophobe. I know Donald Trump may be homophobic, but Donald Trump, Mike Pence, I don't know. Which one would you weigh yourself on?
Well, why have we got to choose one of those two?
Well, I don't know, because if Donald Trump was impeached...
Yeah. You're saying that you want Donald Trump to serve a second term. Well, if he ran for a second term and he didn't win, it wouldn't be Mike Pence that became president.
No, but what I'm saying is, if Donald Trump was impeached now, Mike Pence would come into power.
That wasn't but that wasn't your opening line. Your opening line was, "I'd like Donald Trump to serve 2 terms."
Oh, yes, and that as well. Yeah.
So, do you want Donald Trump to serve 2 terms?
I would say I'm quite happy to serve 2 terms. Yes. But...
Why? He's a homophobe. I don't know if he is.
Yes.
Is he? He's a homophobe.
Well, I kind of guess that I'd rather have him in power than somebody who is not able to do the job. I don't know.
But what makes you think that he's able to do the job?
I've been to America. I know how it works. I know all the business. But I must admit that Okay.
You don't care. You don't care about Donald Trump. You don't really care about Donald Trump.
No.
You don't, do you? You're just saying it because you wanted to phone up, which is great, and it's nice to talk to you again. And you thought that you had to have something newsy and worthy to talk about. And Donald Trump this is the state of British radio. Donald Trump is what everyone's talking about. I don't care about, I couldn't care less about Donald Trump. Couldn't care less about him coming over here. I couldn't care less.
All right. Also, I just wanted to inquire. All right. Okay, that's fine. Let's get real.
Let's get down to let's roll up our sleeves and let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Let's get down to that. Okay. Basically, when I rang you last, you basically, I believe you were cancelling actually phone-in radio. Is that correct? And I turned on your radio, and then I got confused the next day because you were taking calls again. So I didn't quite work that out.
Yeah, we stopped taking calls, and then and this is the first time I've revealed this. My boss received a petition of over 15,000 signatures requesting that we take calls again. And hello. And I am the voice of the not so common man and woman and everything in between and everything outside those spheres. And I decided that I would take calls again.
Well, that sounds good. I've also I went to my lunch. I've been to my lunch a few times dressed as Kath. Right.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit muffled because you're on speakerphone, but it's. I'm struggling to understand.
I'm just going to try and hold.
That's good.
I'm just going to try and put it. Yeah, you got it now.
Yeah, I got it now. Now we're there.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
I'm just trying. Unfortunately, when I went singing on, and I've been see her a few times now. And I've been dressed up as Sky or Soul or in between or whatever.
Yeah.
And basically, she just laughs at you.
Oh.
She's sort of like, it's like she'll keep calling me Dave, and I'll say, look, my name's Skylar, so, and she'll just keep laughing in between. I don't know what it is, but I could accept. I could, but I don't. Well, at the end of the day, it's like any parent wouldn't want their child to be what they weren't expecting to be. But
well, yeah, I can imagine. It could possibly be difficult for a parent to accept that their child wants to transition or is transitioned or has.
And especially about 25-odd years ago when I told her I was bisexual, she said basically, the man shouldn't lie with men or that stuff.
You're up against that book. I'm afraid you're probably going to lose. You're fighting a losing battle if someone's read that book. But how does that when she laughs at you? How does that make you feel?
Well, I kind of guessed that she's obviously accepting of me in some way.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't let me through the door, which see. Otherwise,
No.
She's got to look at it like that. But I kind of look at it in other ways, like I'm just wanting to just be me, and I'm getting in conversation about my identity. It tends to be little laughs here and little laughs there and little laughs everywhere, you know.
Well, I'm sorry your mum isn't giving you the support that we expect from our mums. I'm sorry that you're not getting that.
Fair enough. But anyway, at the end of the day, I wanted to talk about a little bit of politics as well. I didn't want to just make out that every time I ring you...
You can call him about anything you want. You can call him about anything you want, Skylar Soul.
Absolutely. Can I just think one point? The monarchy, I think Prince Charles will become a great king.
I think you're probably right. Hey, listen, thanks very much for your call.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Not everyone wants to listen to us tonight, do they? People want to say their things, and that's fine. Maybe that's the vibe. Maybe that's the vibe that is out there. People want to say their thing. They just want to be heard. I'm cool with that. I can rock with that. 0344 499 1000. Another 20 minutes of myself and Catherine, and then it'll be Paul Ross. Mark, stay there. Come to you after this.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Last 15 minutes of the show. Back tomorrow night at 10. But let's see what happens. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Mark.
Hello, Iain. I've got a joke for you, mate. Yeah?
Bet you have.
Right, listen. Why shouldn't you wear Russian jeans?
Why shouldn't you wear what?
Russian jeans.
What's he saying?
Russian jeans.
I don't know. Why okay, I don't know.
Chernobyl fallout.
Thanks very much indeed. I mean...
Well...
better than I thought it was going to be. but only slightly. So YouTube... the story on the front page of the Sun. YouTube's sick DIY guide to abortion. Okay, so there's a video on there.
Oh my!
Okay, fine. That's terrific. Go to page 5, and there's loads of other things on there. A disturbing range of sick tutorials are being shown on YouTube, including DIY guides to tooth extractions. Well, that's simple. You get a bit of string tied around it, tie it to a doorknob, and slam the door shut. Circumcisions. And even abortions. A Sun investigation, someone sat at their laptop one lunchtime, has unearthed a string of films, many carrying no warning, of people performing dangerous surgery at home.
God.
Flippin' heck. Look, the fella pulling his tooth out, he's just got a pair of pliers, he's just yanking a tooth out.
Yeah.
He's doing that for a laugh. We had a fella doing that on our radio show. Do you remember when we were in Luton? Justin, our roving reporter, came back one day and said, "You'll never guess who I've just met in the market. I've got lined up for tomorrow's show. It's a bloke. He's got about 6 teeth. He pulls them out himself. He's going to pull one out live on air."
And let's just say, it looked that way. Honestly, what's the phrase? He could have eaten an apple through a tennis racket.
So live at about 7:30 in the morning, this guy absolutely steaming, and he yanks a tooth out on air. Great times. How do I find this fella ripping his tooth out? Because I can't believe he's doing it for anything other than just to do a YouTube video. I can't believe this is his instruction video. What would a tooth removal? I'm just going to type in tooth removal. There he is. DIY tooth removal with pliers. All right, this isn't a sick. All right, I'm going to play this. It might have swears, so here we go. Right, so let me just say what I can say. It's a 45-second long video. It has. It's only had 10,000 views. It's a fella in his kitchen, in a vest, very muscular man. He's looking into a mirror, and he's got some pliers in his mouth. It looks like it's a wisdom.
Oh, no.
It looks like it's a wisdom tooth. Here we go. He's grabbed it. This is going to be great. Grabbing it. Tight. Both hands. He's looking at the camera. He's a professional. Oh, man. Oh, God!
There's blood everywhere.
Oh, God! This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life!
It's horrible.
He's biting down on some cotton wool. It's got good music on in the background. Look at the size. Look at the size of this. Look at that! That's a wisdom!
That's massive.
Oh!
There's a root on it.
Buddy! You are my hero! There's loads of them! Oh my God! There are loads of them!
God. I see a bloke with a string tied round it. I mean, I didn't think that would work.
Right, oh my God.
Look at the state of that.
This is a guy, it looks like he's with his daughter, and his teeth, let's be honest, they're like, it's like a Victorian cemetery in there. They're all over the place. And his two front teeth kind of still almost pointing upwards. His daughter has grabbed... Are they pliers or is that... No, those look like secateurs. Anyway, and she's grabbing his front tooth. It's that tooth there. His front tooth. It's not happening.
Oh no, this is horrible.
I think that might be his wife.
This is a nice picture.
Oh! Yes, man! Yes, man! Yes, man! It's coming!
I can hear it squeaking.
Oh, yes, man!
Right there.
He's getting his daughter to finish him off.
No.
Do you want me to keep pulling? Yeah. Ha! Here, get my face. How do I turn it off? So get my face.
Let's go get my face!
Oh, that's terrible.
This is the greatest thing I've ever found in my life. Great scenes, guys. Great scenes. Come on. The Sun, come on. Even by your slack standards. 1 4-minute film without warning shows a child being circumcised, seemingly without anaesthetic.
Right, this is all going to be America, right? And the thing about this is because they have to pay for their care. So these are people who are trying to avoid like $100, $200 to sort themselves out. It's awful.
Music is played to mask the boy's screams, but viewers can see him writhing in pain, which has been viewed more than 23,000 times since April 2016. Yeah. That's not many, is it?
God.
Another clip. Oh, okay. Another clip seen more than 3.2 million times. That's the one we saw. Shows a man in front of a mirror with a pair of pliers, which he uses to extract a back tooth. Elsewhere, a man using no anaesthetic or disinfectant cuts into his foot with a scalpel before jiggling a tendon.
Oh, man, no.
Jiggling a tendon. Instructions on removing lipoma tumours. Those are moles, aren't they, I think?
I'm not sure. No, that lymphoma with that? No. That can't be a lymphoma.
I know, moles are separate. Lipoma, okay. Stitches. That's useful to know how to remove stitches, because stitches, all you do is you cut the end and you yank them out.
I don't know.
If it's old-fashioned stitches, the new ones dissolve, but old-fashioned ones, you just cut the knot and you pull it.
Save the NHS, for God's sake.
Ingrowing toenails and moles can also be viewed.
Oh, no. Who's watching this? What perverts are watching this?
Advice on injecting Botox fillers is also shown. Oh, no. While another clip demonstrates the art of stitching a wound using pig skin. The tooth on that is funny.
I'm alive.
There's a young lady doing it. Let me just.
Alright, I really don't think this is a great idea, but no toothache, it's worth.
Oh my!
Oh! Did you hear that?
Yes!
You okay? No toothache, it's worth.
Oh! That's right, we've gone past it now, Kath.
No, we haven't. She's going to do it again.
Come in, Paul!
Is it okay?
That hurts so bad.
We're watching people pull their own teeth out on YouTube.
We talked about this on the show yesterday. Also, they've got advice on how to do other medical procedures, including cyst removal.
Oh, mate. Well, it says in here, I'm looking for this tonight. Elsewhere, a man using no anaesthetic or disinfectant cuts into his foot with a scalpel before jiggling a tendon. Jiggling. They don't allow that on YouTube, but they allow. This is my new favourite thing: people pulling their teeth out. It's horrible. It's incredible.
I interviewed a man many years ago who'd done self-trepanning. He got a Braddoll. He did a local anaesthetic and he drilled into the top of his own head to open his third eye.
Yeah, of course.
Mm. It was on Friday. Do you know this weekend the Flat Earth Society meets in London?
Yeah.
We've got to cover that, haven't we?
Oh, mate, we went through a thing of getting flat earthers phoning the show, and some of the flat earthers, I think, enjoyed the sport of a good argument.
Sure.
So they just enjoyed the sport.
Which is great.
And it's a great game to play, arguing the earth is flat. But some of them genuinely believe that it is a conspiracy by NASA or the American government or Israel, and the military doesn't want us to know what's
and the Illuminati and the Freemasons and the Women's Institute. You've got to watch them.
Oh, those beetle drives. It's great, man.
Yeah.
I love all of that.
And can I give a gift to Kath? I know you go through the papers.
Please do.
I don't normally go to the Guardian newspaper for my problem page. I'm glad I did yesterday. You might just want to read that, Kath. It's not that I don't trust you, Ian, but I don't trust you.
No, go on. What have you got, Kath? Go on.
Oh, God.
Pamela Stevenson was asked this question in The Guardian yesterday.
Go on.
I had heart surgery to insert a mechanical valve, and now I can hear it ticking away loudly when I am on top during intercourse. I can't stop worrying about the noise. It's a continual spiral, like Peter Pan.
Did it.
And I can't seem to overcome the fear of losing my erection. Wow, pressure. What can I do to get over this performance anxiety? Of course, my partner worries that I don't find her attractive, but that's not true. Where'd that come from?
Earplugs is the answer. That surely, isn't it? During coitus, earplugs.
If you've got earplugs in, that would make it louder. If it's internal, if it's an internal noise, this is...
You've thought this through in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I sent the letter in. I've tried it all. Paul, what is on your very naughty show tonight?
I cannot wait for the show tonight. We are going to feature the world's oldest spider. It's official. How long do you reckon a spider? Oldest ever. Human history logged and recorded.
I don't understand the words this man's saying to me. An old spider?
Yeah.
Okay, now there's been a tracking research project for a number of years in Australia. Okay, they tagged these spiders.
I'm going to say... well, I wouldn't have thought a spider would have lasted more than a year, so I'm going to say 3 years.
Kath?
8.
43 years old.
Come on!
It beats the previous record in Mexico of 28 years old. The woman who's tracked this, she's not well enough to come to the phone. She's now 88. She's been spider watching in the outback since 1972 or 3. We're talking to her daughter on the show, which I cannot wait for. Also, the scientist who's logged the longest ever underwater dive by a penguin, an emperor penguin, which are 4 feet tall. They weigh up to 100 pounds, emperor penguins. It was underwater for 32 minutes, and they don't know how. They tagged that as well for breeding research, and...
I reckon he passed that tag to another one. He thought,
you're such a cynic.
Suckers.
And also, we're going to go to Mars because there are methane emissions. No cows up there.
Yeah.
There are only 2 causes for methane emissions. They're either geological or biological.
Wow.
If they're microbial, like you get in swamps, there is life there.
There's life, yeah.
And if it's geological... there's liquid water there.
Oh, mate.
We're going to know within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we reckon.
This is incredible stuff.
And that's the first 10 minutes.
Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much, Paul. We'll have some of that.
Ba-boom.
Don't. That's...
Well, he says the problem's when he's on top. Why are you just trying to change it up?
I love the way you fold your arms when you say that, Kath, like you're Les Dawson over the back of the garden fence.
I'm just
change
thinking,
it up.
Let's be practical about things.
I'm just trying to think... Why, when he's on top? He's on top.
Maybe his partner feels the vibrations through the chest cavity.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's books for that.
Just well. Thank you, Paul.
Marvellous.
Paul, it will be on in a few minutes. We're coming to the end of our... You going somewhere, Kath?
Might as well, eh?
You
follow him out.
You want to go and hang out with a professional? Right, fine, fair enough. You might as well start packing up. Go on, we're kind of done here. I've got another 120 seconds to fill, but
All right.
don't
well,
you
no,
worry.
you crack on.
I will crack on.
I'll watch.
I'm cracking on. Now go and tidy up. Pack up.
tidy.
Pack up and
I'm tidy.
go home. That's it, dear listener. I feel that we are done. No one's going to call us in this the last minute of the show. Podcast. You can get this show podcast. You can get the Rabbit Hole podcast by going to iTunes or your usual podcast provider, typing in Iain Lee, Talk Radio, or Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, Rabbit Hole, something like that. Oh, and the show that we're doing on June the 3rd, Sunday, is it June the 3rd? I don't know. Anyway, so
it's a weekend.
It's a weekend, June the 3rd. Catherine and I are doing a live show. It's going to be like a TV show, sort of, in front of an audience at the Bill Murray. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube. We're going to show some short films, hopefully have a guest. I need to email Pips if he's free. There are 30 tickets left, and if you want those tickets, if you go to ticketsource.co.uk/Iain-Lee. ticketsource.co.uk/Iain-Lee. It's kind of an experiment. It's a punt. It may not work. I was at the venue this weekend just testing out the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi's good enough for us to do a 2-camera setup. We'll get a guest. We'll show some films that you lot have sent me, and it should be a right old laugh. And even if it doesn't work,
we've had a go.
You would have had a go.
You'll have had a show.
You can come and see a car crash happening live in front of your very eyes. So go to ticketsource.co.uk/Iain-Lee. That's it. We're done. We're dusted. Any other insults you want to throw at me, Boyle?
I'll save those for private.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Sam. Stay tuned.
What's my...
Coming up after the news at 1, it's Paul Ross. Ta-ta!